Welcome to Fire Breathing Kittens, a 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons podcast. We are joined by Moxie.
Oh, well, hello there. I'm a great big furball with even bigger blue hair and a shiny shield with the symbol of Tyr on it, and I'm just ready for action.
Nina.
Hi, I have a mass of dark black hair that's tinged blue if you look at it in the right light. I'm wearing plain clothes, and you probably wouldn't pick me out of a crowd.
Kanae.
Hello, I am a blue-tinged warlock tiefling, and I believe my skin probably has a wet, almost cold look, as my patron is a lurker in the deep.
And a Mary.
Hi, I'm Amiri. I am a celestial warlock. I have tiger ears that I keep under a hooded scarf.
You are all in the Fire Breathing Kittens Guild Hall. The guild is a large building with a bar, a sitting area with wooden tables and chairs, and a wall with a corkboard and job flyers posted.
Jobs. I only have 5 gold.
I got you covered.
Well, I'm free today if you guys want to do something. Let's see what we've got here. There's this one.
I don't like that one.
Okay, how about this one right here?
I don't know. Let's read it.
That one's
What does it
Ezreen's.
say?
The one that says, find cool or unusual stuff, contact Azreen at Azreen's Unbelievable Stuff.
We have to look into this one day, I feel like, because I'm getting more and more curious the more I hear about this.
Yeah, I think we just have to take stuff that we find to her and maybe sell it to her.
Take stuff. I like that. That sounds very like a good idea.
Stuff
take
that you
stuff.
have
Okay,
found.
I'm making a note.
Yeah, like that stone tablet we found and we brought to Ezreen.
Yeah.
All right.
There's also another
right.
flyer on the board.
Yeah. So that's a working one. So how about this next one here?
It says, 50 gold reward. Please go purchase 3 of these for the guild inventory from Nulisag. And it's a little sticky note on top of a flyer. The flyer says, Dr. Percival Pascal's amazing cure-all. Cures diseases, removes curses, and solves infertility. The pictures of a red liquid in a glass vial.
Well, this one seems easy enough.
I think we should do this one for Nulisag.
Yeah. I mean, good healing potion's always great to have on hand, for the guild.
I mean, he is our boss.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. Are we going to get fronted the money is my question.
As you lift the flyer off of the board, you can see that the red liquid in the glass vial is marked 10 gold each, and you're instructed to buy 3, and there's 50 gold attached.
Oh.
Ooh.
Wow.
Free gold.
How'd they get the gold to just stick on there? That's crazy. Magic. You gotta love it, I was expecting like a purchase order or something, but yeah, we can just take this gold right here. And go buy these things for Nulisag. Easy peasy.
Sounds great.
In terms of evilness, it would, and this is a question, be evil to just take this gold and buy stuff that we want with it, right?
Not with 2 lawful good.
That would be definitely some misbehavior, and you would probably lose your guild membership. So there's definitely consequences. And yeah, I would say, evil is such a strong word. I wouldn't say it's irredeemably evil, but definitely
evil
not.
Is strong.
Yeah, not good.
It's definitely something you should go pray to either Tyr or Coddle for.
Deal.
But it would get you fired for sure.
Well, we don't want that. I must do good.
And you're doing a bang-up job of it. You've really improved.
Thank you. I try.
I know
this
you
girl,
do.
Macy Gray, I used to know.
All right, so DM, that was 50 gold was attached?
50 gold is attached. Please go purchase 3 of these, which are 10 gold each, for the guild inventory from Nulisag. The flyer says, Dr. Percival Pascal's amazing cure-all, cures diseases, removes curses, and solves infertility. It's a picture of a red liquid in a glass vial, and it says, come to Dr. Percival Pascal's store in Port City, Gishope.
A lot of P's in this description.
I think it's off to Port City for us.
All right. Well, does anybody have... Oh, excuse me. Anybody have their Chamber of Commerce map? Could just see where we need to go.
Everybody roll a history
I left it
check.
in my other pants. Okay. Ooh, something good.
13.
Oh, -1. 17.
Um, 14.
5. I got a 5.
Somehow my -1 and I still rolled the best.
Kane remembers Port City Gishope from when you came to Nicomoy. From where did you come from?
The Deep.
Right. So
is,
arriving in the port
just
city.
off the port.
Right. You arrived at the port city, stepped off the boat onto the pier, upset some people in Gishope, came to Nicomoy instead, and that's how you found your way to the Fire Breathing Kittens Guild, right?
I do remember that. Like it was several days ago.
So you know how to get back to Port City Gishope, and you remember seeing a really big sign outside of a store in Gishope that said something about Percival Pascal's. There's so many P's. That's all you remember.
I remember several P's. And I'm not talking the food.
So the train you rode to Nicomoy from Gishope costs 1 gold per person and takes an hour.
Well, I have 5, and there's...
I got y'all covered, don't worry.
He's still counting.
I'm
Still
gonna, like,
counting.
Well, you know,
cover...
it's been a while since I've taken a train. This will be
I'm
fun.
gonna use Mage Hand to, like, cover his hand and say no.
4 of us.
You've
All
got
right.
it.
Train sounds good. I love a good train trip.
All right.
Minus 4
Agreed.
gold.
Well, let me just go grab a activity bag before we head out, because, you know, we're going to want something to do on the train. Got some colored wax here and some paper, some dice, some cards. You know, got to stay busy, got to stay sharp.
I got my book.
Pitter patter. Let's get at her.
And we go.
Okay. You step off of the train into the port city of Gishope. Mary has 4 less gold, and it's still only about 10 o'clock in the morning. Still early in the day because the train was so fast. Port City Gishope is much larger than Port City Nicomoy. Instead of 2 to 3 story buildings, the buildings here are 10 stories tall. Doesn't even compare. They're long with square windows in them, stretching high into the sky. And the sounds and smells surrounding you inform you that there are many more people here as well.
Ah, the city. A lot of people here.
Well, then Moxie would like to go up to someone that looks like they may be in a uniform and ask for directions.
Yes.
So,
and
looking around.
Yes, and they tell you how to get there, and Kane tells you how to get there.
All right.
Walk this way. And I do like a weird little walk as I head towards Professor Plum's other P words facility.
Dr.
But with a
Percival
PH.
Pascal's store.
That's exactly what he says.
You turn the corner onto the street that contains the store. The hustle and bustle of the city is even more pronounced here. It's a major thoroughfare with multiple lanes of carriages and horses and people running really fast in the middle of the street with pedestrians on the side. Outside of Dr. Percival Pascal's store, a large crowd has gathered. You can't even get 50 feet to the store. Like, there's so many people there crowding around that you are having difficulty approaching the building. You can see the sign for the building, but it's 50 feet away.
I look to my compatriots and say, I recently came across this decanter of endless water that can shoot water out in a fire-like stream, which would easily disperse these people.
I have
What do you guys say?
prestidigitation. I could always just shoot off fireworks.
Well, hang on.
I feel like there's a easier way to do this. And Nina turns to the crowd. Excuse me, ladies, gentlemen. I would love it if you could just part a path for me and my friends. We do have some business we need to attend to.
Do some kind of roll. How are you convincing these people?
I'm rolling persuasion. 18.
Okay.
This is a bard.
18. Oh, yeah. They seem distracted, but you... Oh, my gosh. They're distracted, but you're just so persuasive that they... Oh. Okay. They pay attention to you, and they quickly scoot out of the way. All four of you are able to progress another 20 feet into this crowd.
Right.
You're now
Thank you,
surrounded
Nina.
by the whole babble of them.
All right, I'm going to turn to just any one of the people around me and just say, excuse me, can you, what exactly is going on? Everybody seems real excited about something.
What's the hubbub?
A dark elf that you talk to turns to you and says, yeah, Dr. Percival Pascal's amazing cure-all is only 10 gold. We're all here in line to buy it. But something seems to be going on at the front. I don't know what's happening. Like, I heard a crash, I think.
Mm-mm.
Oh, that sounds like trouble. So, yeah, we're going to need to get up there, official business and protecting people and all. So, Nina, you want to, ask a few more people to maybe do a little scooch?
Skill challenge. You can use your skill once. Yeah.
Okay. Can I use persuasion again, or should I use a new one?
Well, you already went, so the other 3 people are going to have to contribute to the story.
Alrighty. Well, then, I guess hearing that there's danger, possibly, Moxie's gonna shout up ahead, all right, that's it, everybody move aside. We need to get up there, and use intimidation.
Oh.
She's
I
gonna...
like to help by looking particularly tiefling-esque. Maybe put my hands up and say, ladies, gentlemen, please. Official, fire-breathing kittens. Business. I'll say it like that.
Abuse of power, very evil.
Making a note, evil. Abuse? I could have broken out my crowbar and pried him away.
it's gonna be a 17.
Okay. The people who up front have heard a crash are already startled and scared. They don't know what's going on, and now someone's yelling at them, so they're going to scatter. You can all see now that there's, unfortunately, some people laying on the ground in front of you.
This is a crime scene,
Oh, no.
I think.
Are they dead?
Well, I already did my skill, so...
I'd like to investigate the bodies.
Medicine check.
Let's see. 2 medicine plus 1 is 3.
Oh.
Oh, no.
A 3?
They're dead or alive.
Oh, no.
Oh, you should have let me handle
The door to the store with all the cure-alls is still locked. It's so early in the morning that it hadn't been opened yet. So because of your 3 medicine check, you can't get in the building and get to the cure-alls.
I have Lester Restoration.
Oh, I thought we were in. Okay, we were peering through the window.
You were outside the building, at the street. There's a crowd outside the street. At the edges, they didn't know what was going on. They were just waiting in line. In the middle, they thought they heard a crash. Now you're at the front, and there are some people laying on the ground, and you try the door to the building to get in to get the cure-alls, and it's locked, which leaves it up to Mary. There's some people that are injured. They're on the ground. You can't get in the building because of Kine. He seems to have broken the handle, and now it won't open.
Do they look like they're dying or just
They look injured.
unconscious?
They look like trauma victims.
Oh, it's got to be a skill check too. Can I use I'll use a couple dice out of my healing light, and I will use sleight of hand to try to work it over the wounds.
Okay, you're stitching, maybe. You're stitching the wounds together so dexterously.
15.
Much better than a 3. Yes. You work on these people and you save some people from pain, and you patch them up, and everyone groggily wakes up, and there's 3 injured people on the ground that you're able to resuscitate. One of them is a bugbear man, and he seems to have gotten in the way. As you can see a path of people, he says, he sits up and he shakes his head and he says, "Wow, that was crazy. I didn't see it coming."
What?
The carriage swerved to miss. Oh, so fast. And another person who is a halfling says, "Yeah, that dwarf and that half-orc driving the carriage, they swerved to miss Dr. Percival Pascal when he flies into the store every morning." He's a pixie. He flies in and makes a grand entrance. And they hit him on their windshield, and then they swerved and they crashed into the crowd. It was horrible.
All right.
Which way?
Drunk?
Where did the carriage go?
Which way did the carriage go?
The bugbear and the halfling have been out of it, and they look around and they say, "I don't know, it hit me, and then I was out of it for a little bit. I don't remember anything after that."
All right. Moxie's going to turn to the crowd and be like, have your local police been notified of this? Or have you all just been standing around watching people die?
The crowd is a very confused, chaotic mass. It's not...
Moxie doesn't care. There's people that have been injured, and these folks have just been rubbernecking. Have the police been notified?
A person, a human, steps forward and says, "This just happened just now. Let's contact the police." But I think I saw the carriage take I saw the carriage take Dr. Percival Pascal, and they said that they were going off to the Temple of Asclepius for healing.
Okay, well, why don't you call them, and we will go check on...
The human man says, "Okay, I'll call them," and
yeah, call the police.
he starts calling police, guards.
Could we take...
Here they come.
Could we...
It's our entire
Hear 'em. Okay, which way is this temple? I ask the crowd.
Which person in the crowd?
Human.
All right, human person. What was your name?
Ferris Horbinger.
All right, Ferris Horbinger. Which way to the temple of Asclepius?
Asclepius.
Skep.
I don't know.
Do I, Kine, know, having passed through this city?
Everyone roll a history check.
I rolled a 1.
No.
And that's -1.
You don't know. Actually, you do know.
I know exactly where it is.
14.
Okay, after 2 hours, you arrive at the Temple of Asclepius. It's now 2 p.m. That all took some time. And it is, picture the Parthenon. It's got tall white pillars, rectangular with a triangular roof.
This is sort of a healing temple of some sort? A healing god, perhaps?
Yes, Asclepius is the god of healing.
Hey, well, there you go. Doesn't take a roll of a 1 to figure that out.
White marble stones lead up into the temple if you'd like to enter.
You guys want to find Professor P here? Dr. P?
Yeah,
I would love to find him. This is taking longer than expected.
It's really
go.
cutting into our profits, am I right?
You all and your profits. We just can't do anything good, can we?
Let me check my notes. No, don't need profits or promises to fight for the forces of evil in the final battle. Either or.
For the forces of evil? No.
Yes, for.
That is bad. You do not.
What's the exchange rate for, like, I fight for you? What do you give me? Like, in the now?
Whatever sort of good deeds you need done, I will do for you for either gold or your promise to fight for the forces of evil in the final battle of good versus evil.
All right, so I need you to get your pencil out. You need to cross out 4. That should be against. Just a little update there. And then...
It seems like this is written in some sort of blood, and every time I try to erase it, it just forms back in blood, which is sort of weird, I know, but what are you going to do at that point?
When
All
we
right.
get back to the guild hall, you rip that out and you toss it in a fireplace.
Yeah, we'll put a pen in
Try
that.
that.
That seems a bit
Yeah.
complicated, but
It seems to like fire.
Let him have his hobbies, you know.
yeah. So is there a priest
Nina walks
around,
in.
or
Is Moxie walking up the temple steps?
yeah. Walking and talking?
Okay.
I will fall.
Moxie walks up the temple steps. She sees a waiting area and a reception desk.
Ooh, is there a bell I can ring?
I will go to the reception desk.
Okay, you're at the reception desk. There's a doctor behind the reception desk, a priest of healing for the god Asclepius, and they say, "Hello, do you have an appointment?"
No, just here to inquire about a patient that may have been brought in. It was a vehicular accident.
Vehicular dwarf slaughter? Pixie slaughter?
Yeah, his name is Percival Pascal.
Are you family?
Aren't we all family in the grand scheme of things?
You know, as children of Tyr, I would say that, yes, we are indeed all brothers and sisters in the faith, you know?
Deception check?
Jeez. Can't roll
16.
way better than mine.
Okay, so he buys it.
I mean,
And you guys are able to get personal information about the Dr. Percival Pascal status. Dr. Lime Blabtro informs you that the pixie was dead on arrival.
What? Oh my
What?
God. I was not expecting that.
Can I do a perception check on it?
Sure. Do you mean insight for Lime Blabtro or perception?
Let's see if he's lying.
Yeah, insight to tell if he's giving us the whole truth.
Okay.
Actually, no, I don't want to see if he's, because I believe him. I want to see if anyone else thinks he's lying
Oh,
around him.
Okay.
Yeah. That's 17.
With the 17, you notice someone in the room. An elf is sitting in the room, and that is the only other person that perhaps may have information on whether or not the patient, Percival Pascal, was dead or alive upon arrival, because they were sitting here, right? So they would have seen. So with your high roll, you glance around the room and see an elf.
Is it a sickly looking elf?
A sickly
As he's
looking
in,
elf.
Contagious looking.
I'd like to go sit down next to the elf with kind of
Ew.
like harumph.
Okay. You sit down next to the elf. The elf is holding their arm, rubbing their right arm with their left arm.
What's wrong with your arm there?
He looks up at you. Make some kind of persuasion check for them to talk to you. Bard.
17 plus 8.
What?
Oh my god.
Okay, this is
25?
Ernst Lee. His arm was injured in a tennis accident. And you know his entire life story. He's dating a lovely lady named Guinevere, and he wants to play tennis with her on Tuesday, but he's worried that without his arm being healed from his practice injury, he won't be able to. And he says, yes, 3 people did bring a corpse in.
Would you like me to heal your arm for you?
They can definitely help you with that. While to distract you from the magical healing, who brought the corpse in? I just would like to thank them for all their good deeds.
A dwarf and 2 half-orcs.
Should probably find these and bring them to justice, according to my notes of not being evil.
Very sad, says Ernst Lee.
It is sad. He was well loved, I understand.
Yeah. Kind of a famous figure
And also-
around here.
And also, we can't get into a store, which is also very, very sad.
I mean, he was famous. Didn't he have any enemies, any intrigue, anything that would make him a little more interesting?
Uh-huh.
Ernst says, well, I mean, I guess you'd find out at the funeral. There's always funerals for public figures that are public, so maybe you'd find out there.
So right.
They love to gossip
thank you
about celebrities.
So much. I mean, who doesn't? Thank you so much for all of your help. I am sure you and Guinevere will have an amazing tennis match, and look me up if you need any help with the love life. And I walk away, and I never gave him my name.
All right.
It's a bard.
That's the bard. Okay. All right. So you guys are now standing outside of the Temple of Asclepius, the god of healing.
Well, what do you guys think?
Well, I think that obviously this dwarf fellow and his orc friends should be dealing with some vehicular manslaughter charges. Also,
Pixie slaughter.
yeah, didn't they say that was the way that the doctor flew in every single day? Like it was, and he's famous, so that would be like known, right? If he always comes in the same way, so. Seems like both
It
the
was
doctor
on purpose.
Yeah, the doctor would know how to avoid being hit by a car, surely, or a cart.
I
And,
don't believe in coincidences.
Yeah,
Or
that's
the
kind of
tooth
where I'm
fairy.
at. I think it sounds like a bit of a convenient accident here.
A little 3 convenient.
Exactly.
Yes, you're very wise. Were the people who brought him in the same people who carried him out? The 2 orcs and the
Yeah, that's
the
kind
2
of
orcs and the dwarf.
That's my one little thought there is why would they run him down on purpose but then bring him to a temple where potentially he could get healed if he wasn't dead? Maybe it was to cover their tracks.
Yeah. Throw off suspicion, maybe.
And if
Maybe-
it looked like an accident, maybe it's like a next to kin hired him or something to get.
Maybe he's not dead and he faked his own death to get away from this life of selling potions and such. It's very hectic.
Yeah, it does seem odd that they couldn't just resurrect him. I mean, a whole temple of priests here.
Yeah, did we, a question for the DM, did we see the body?
No.
Did you?
No. Can we? Try to?
If Nina wants to get us in, we probably could.
You know what? I could get... I could... Here's a plan. If we want to see it. I have my good friend Dag, my imp, normally invisible. I'll make him visible so you guys can all see him.
that thing.
He
Hi
can.
there. Can I give him a little chin scratch?
Sure, yeah, he loves that. Watch the teeth, though. He can turn into a rat, and I can see through his eyes. I'll be in sort of a trance while this happens, but I can send him in there and find the dead body and scope it out. What do you guys think? Worth it? Not worth it? Waste of well, it doesn't cost me anything. Time?
Well,
Yeah, but funerals take a few days. I mean, if it's just we need to sit down here and meditate while your friend goes and takes a look, then, I could say a little prayer. You could do a little meditating.
All right.
Your bard friend, maybe she wants to do some yoga. I don't know.
yeah, we could take a short rest, because I've kind of used a couple spell slots already.
All right, why don't we find a nice quiet
while we're
place to
protected.
close this?
Well,
So you're gonna see,
healing temples normally have like a nice little garden area for family members and patients to get a little sunshine.
So I'm going to be blind and deaf while this happens. So if you need me, maybe just give me a little tap on the temple or something like that. Give my tail a little pull.
Well, tap on the temple at the temple. I like it.
There you go.
How would
All right, so
telepathy
you-
work with that?
What's your
it's
range?
With my familiar?
30 feet. If I'm sitting right next
No,
to him.
it's the same plane of existence actually with this because he's my familiar.
Oh, I mean for me to kind of like watch too.
Yeah, I don't know how far he's gonna have to go.
Because
That'll
if
be...
he's sitting right next to me and I'm just looking into his.
Oh, okay. Like you're looking into Kanae's, and Kanae's looking through the rat, and the rat's looking at a dead body. Deal.
Can Kanae's mind handle that? Seems like a lot of brain activity.
It's already broken mostly anyway, so what's the worst that could happen?
Well, you could turn into a vegetable.
We could all turn into were-rats somehow.
I can't.
All right. Well.
All right. We initiate our plan.
Tell me what you do.
Initiated. So you're gonna see like the eyes in Kanae's head like roll to the back, and then he touches Dag, the imp, who turns into a rat, and the rat then scurries into the temple. Uses his tremendous sense of smell to find the what do you call it? Where the dead bodies are? Morgue.
The morgue.
Goes to the morgue, and scopes out and sees if there's a pixie. Yeah, he's looking for a pixie.
The rat scurries down the hall. Do a stealth check, because rats in temples probably aren't good.
18.
Roll a perception check.
Oh.
Oh, wow, I rolled a nat 20. The rat is noticed. That's interesting. Oh, D&D. It's so much fun to play with dice. Sure. Someone walking down the hall notices the rat. You're going to get broom attacked? They're going for a broom.
Uh-oh.
You're...
Run, Dag, run. Scurry. Scurry like you've never scurried before.
The rat scurries down the hall. There's a branching intersection. You don't have enough time to sniff for where the morgue is. Do you go right, straight, or left?
I have a D3 on my app here, so let's actually use it for once. Straight.
Okay. I rolled the dice, and right was the way to the morgue. So straight is going to take you to an operating room. You run through, your little rat body scurries through the hallway and into a room where 4 people are standing around a mermaid trying to repair. It's been hit by a boat. And, and
poor mermaid.
I guess do another stealth check.
A lot of vehicular accidents in this place.
13.
Okay, they're going to do a perception check. Wow, they see you. So the operating room erupts into panic. I guess
Dag, I think you should maybe get out of there.
I rolled a 24 to hit.
Oh, yeah.
It hits Dag for 6 damage with a kick to the rat to kick it out of the operating room. They can't get their hands dirty.
That's true. All right, he starts heading back. And,
the rat flies through the air out of the operating room into the hallway where, I guess, broomed...
He's,
a broom
between
applies to its butt, and it's pushed all the way out of the temple into the garden. That was an interesting course of events.
Mission accomplished, Dag. Did you bring me back a mermaid scale, like I requested?
Oh my god.
Sure. Dag hands you a mermaid scale and says, "Here you go, boss. I did the job." Dice are fun.
Mermaid
Now,
scale.
do we want to see if maybe we could talk our way in?
I don't have the most luck with talking.
No, but
I can go and try and talk our way in
I was gonna say we have
together.
a bard.
If we want to do that, I guess we can. Nina was indeed doing yoga. She's a little annoyed to be interrupted mid-flow. Just give me like 5 minutes. I'll just...
Okay.
You started me on this, and now I need to finish it. Okay, let's go. And I walk in with confidence.
Okay, Dr. Lime Blibtro is at the reception desk, filling out doctor paperwork, and looks up and sees you again. He smiles.
Ooh, a doctor.
So sorry to bother. You see, we're just having some issues understanding everything that's happened here. I was wondering if we could just step in for a moment and view the body. It would be immensely helpful to us.
You have convinced him that you're family members. That is allowed. So he says okay, and you are allowed to enter the morgue. Oh, that's gross, you guys. Why? Okay, you step inside, and he pulls out a tray, and it's got stuff on it that used to be a pixie. It's not fun. Thanks.
Dead
boy.
pixie.
So
band name.
can we look like at the report and see if it has like the cause?
Trauma.
If it was on
Physical
on
trauma.
Smushedness.
Okay, so it was probably on impact.
I don't think this pixie's gonna make it.
Yeah. I think you're right there, Kanye. It's a sad day for, well, I guess for everyone that was
a little higher level, I'd be able to bring them back. But
yeah. So why aren't they trying to do that? By the way, Dr. Man.
He shakes his head sadly at you and says, "Can you do that?"
It is not a blessing that has been granted to me yet. I get where you're coming from there, sir.
I can try, Doc, but it doesn't look good.
Kane, go ahead and try. He's praying.
Right.
He's praying to Asclepius, the god of healing. And he says, "Please, Asclepius," at the mash of Pixie.
Mm-hmm. And then he rolls a religion, I assume. Let's see, -1, 12. That'll probably bring him right back.
The wing twitches.
Oh my.
Nothing happens.
I am a god. May have just been the wind, but we'll never know.
you should have talked to your pack, Boone.
Yeah, well, that's true. He doesn't pay attention to me.
Can I check to make sure this is actually the right pixie?
What would you check?
Yeah.
It's got a wing.
Yes, I don't know who this guy is.
It is a pixie. I think maybe we
Like
did it.
pixies like humans, where they have like wing imprints.
Oh,
Like
like a
fingerprints, but
thumbprint,
wings?
but yeah.
Like, kind of like a butterfly with a pattern.
What would you compare it against, though?
Well, he's famous. You gotta have a picture of him somewhere.
That'd be down in medical records, I think, but that might be more, policey.
What tools do you have to accomplish that?
I have a piece of paper, and I'm assuming the wing is covered in blood. So I can put the wing on a piece of paper.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to stop you right there. You cannot remove body parts from the morgue.
Oh my!
The doctor says, "Are you sure you're
No, I
family?
think
What
she's,
is going on?"
Imprinted on the paper.
She's making a stamp.
Okay.
Yeah, like an etching.
That's a whole
No, I'm
wing.
not. I'm making a stamp.
Sure, you possess a stamp of the... Yes, you own that. Ugh.
You own that, and you can never forget it. It will haunt you for the end of time.
I'm okay with this. I think it's pretty.
Ugh.
You're hanging up.
My players. Why?
Oh no!
Just an art piece about mortality, life and death, the beauty of life and freedom, and the fact that when you're dead, still some of that beauty still remains, but it's just different.
It's
That's a
9
part.
p.m. The hospital is closing.
I think
And-
we've hit a dead end in the morgue
You're-
here.
Dr. Lime Blibtro kindly asks you to leave for the day. He says we'll have this ready for you at the funeral tomorrow. And gesturing
Funeral's
to
tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah.
That was quick.
All right, well, is there well, of course there is. Let's find the local Temple of Tyr and can get us a room, and we could just stay here tonight.
Okay, how much does that cost you?
Nothing, because I'm a paladin of Tyr with rustic hospitality.
Does that mean your entire party can stay for free?
If I
in
can find
a teeny tiny little room, I mean, we can give them a donation.
Yeah. You should probably give them a donation.
If I can find a noble or a scholar...
You know what? I will spend the remainder of the evening doing religious services to cover the cost of us staying here.
Yeah, Tear's not my thing for a donation.
Yeah, I'll do some religious services for the evening. I'll do the midnight mass. I'll cover that.
If it were a temple of Coddle, I would.
Well,
but...
that's okay. I got this. So we're just gonna basically be bunking in a broom closet. I'll handle midnight mass, do a couple lay on hands, earn our spot. Should be golden.
Okay, tell me about this midnight mass.
All right.
Everyone else is probably in the broom closet sleeping, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't mind watching it. Kine likes to dip his toes in other faiths, see what they're all about, so he can defeat them in the ultimate battle of good versus evil.
Oh my god.
Nina went to midnight mass. She wanted to volunteer to be the entertainment for the night.
Yeah, tell me about this midnight
She doesn't understand religion.
This isn't my god, so I'm kind of gonna be like, all right, I'm staying away from this. I've got my religion.
So, the majority of the main temple sanctuary it's dark. We're not that many people come to midnight mass, but there's some beautiful candelabras lit around the front there. Big symbol of Tyr, his the big scales on the warhammer there, and so if you guys will just reach down and get your hymnals and turn to page 234, we're going to start with Tyr and back again.
Oh no. Are we actually going to do the whole sermon?
And then after that, let's see, she'll lead them in a prayer. She'll read some scripture. She's going to share... She'll share about the travesty that was the game show and how the forces of evil are always assuaging us, and now it seems that our ancient enemy has once again made himself known.
Yeah. That's probably hot news.
Yeah.
Yeah. And make sure you include the part that I save people's lives from fire.
Yes, I will speak of our allies and how important it is to have allies and to be one.
Is
And
there a
then,
statue to Tyr in this temple?
Tyr could ride a cattle into battle.
So I'm going to use create water to have some tears come down the statue as she's giving her amazing sermon, just to give a little oomph.
It's beautiful. And then my friend Nina here, I believe you wanted to do some sort of inspirational performance for us.
I mean, I didn't want to. I didn't need to. But if you would, I just didn't feel like you should take on the burden of paying for our housing alone. So if you think it would be appropriate, I mean, if you would like, I can contribute something.
And to the, I don't know, 7 or 8 people that came to the midnight mass, Moxie's gonna be like, "What do you think, guys? You want her to? Yeah, look at them. They want to see ya."
I hold up a torch, but like a lighter.
Yeah, come on, give her some encouragement.
I'm gonna go sit down on the floor in the front in some moonlight, and I don't think I mentioned this at the beginning because I forgot. But Nina's a half siren, College of Whispers bard. So her brand of music is not instrumental or necessarily lyrics to songs. It's more of just like a siren type.
Huh.
All right.
Hum.
The crowd starts to gather then, right?
So she's just gonna sit down. Yeah.
You converted more people to Tyr.
All right.
And on the Fire Breathing Kittens podcast, the bards actually
thing.
perform. So let's hear it. Let's hear your thing.
Okay. She sits down. She says, "So Tyr. Okay. So we're sad here, sad but healing. That's the vibe. That's the vibe I'm getting. I'm asking for clarity."
Oh, justice is Tyr's the god of justice and war and doing right, lawful good.
Great. I mean, all of my songs sound vaguely the same anyway. I don't really know why I asked, but I feel like the intention matters.
Yeah. Well, after what we saw today, justice, probably, which I have also spoken on in my sermon.
She starts humming a little bit, just So that'll be 15 gold. That performance.
That was really good.
That'll be 50 gold.
And then we're just gonna close out this evening's worship
Proceedings.
with "Justice Be Thy Name." If you guys will all turn in your hymnals to it's hymnal number 18, and we'll sing that. And then Tyr's blessings be with you as you head home this evening.
All right.
Ask and you shall receive.
The crowd is feeling a sense of hope and faith inside their hearts. They leave the midnight mass to go home to sleep, and you guys are now able to sleep in your broom closet.
Perfect.
And all of you are fully rested.
Poor Dag healed back his hit points.
Yep.
Oh no. Poor buddy.
I got my spells back.
And it is the next day. The day of the funeral.
Do we know where, when?
How would you find out?
Probably should have asked the doctor yesterday. So I would time travel.
Or we could just ask the priests here.
The priests of Tyr tell you that the celebrity funeral is being held at Ponto Memorial Field at noon.
All right. We've got some hours to kill. Brunch? Breakfast?
Yeah, a little brunch. I say we brunch.
Brunch.
Yeah, I could go for some brunch.
Okay.
Caesars?
They find a
Caesars?
restaurant within a block that has omelets, fluffy pancakes, French toast, and
Bloody
meats,
Marys?
and Bloody Marys.
Oh,
Clamato?
yes.
Do you have Clamato?
No,
Sure.
we do not drink alcohol.
Maybe that one doesn't drink alcohol.
I
The
mean,
other
you
three.
don't drink alcohol.
No, alcohol is bad.
Mary doesn't have any, but others are having champagne with orange juice, and the
I will
prices
drink
are
OJ.
3 times higher than what you're used to in Nicomoy.
All right, I have water.
And Mary, you just learned how to make people not drink.
All right. So how much
There
does
we
it
go.
cost?
1 gold for the whole meal. Yeah.
All right. Well,
Each?
I'll get
Each.
4. All
right, I'll
I'll
do
just
that.
handle 4. Or
I
3.
could pay. It's no issue.
I got it. I already gave him my money.
Okay.
It done did happen.
But it is very filling, and there were blueberries on top of the pancakes.
Do
Ooh.
they have any hot sauce?
Yes.
I will require that.
And do they have milk for a non-alcoholic beverage?
Yes.
Do they have any cold sauce?
Yes.
I broke the DM there.
It's very minty.
Cold sauce would probably be like a syrup solution that you could dip things into that's minty, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, it'd have to be.
a minty syrup. Or perhaps
The-
a yogurt, a minty yogurt.
I love a minty yogurt. Ugh. Kane loves it.
Yeah.
Yep. You have some tzatziki sauce. There you go. And some minty yogurt. And some pepper slurry. Okay, so you had breakfast. It's
Mhm.
approaching noon.
To the memorial field, then. Seems like.
What's the game plan? We're going to sort of go there, scope out suspicious characters.
Yeah, I guess that is a conversation we should have. Like, what are we doing here, guys? I mean, we can't buy the thing that we're supposed to buy. We suspect foul play, but, I mean, are we following up on that? There are police here. Are we getting in their way? No. I think
Many
there's even a
questions.
guild here. There's a guild here. We could be stepping on those toes. I mean, at the very least, we can go pay respects. But, if we have any other goals here, we should probably, like, as a team, know where our
There's,
minds are at.
There is the good old-fashioned wait and see if something interesting happens, and then jump on it from there. That's always a valid option.
I say, we scope it out. We see some grieving. We see what's happening. We can go to the wake afterward, get a little bite, and then we could maybe ask around if anyone has a surplus of his potions, if anyone's selling in his stead.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe they'll auction off his stuff. Sometimes that happens. Okay, so we're going to pay our respects, just kind of keep our eyes peeled, and then see what's going to be done with his remaining stock. And yeah, okay. Seems like
All right.
a good, everybody's knowing what's going on. So,
What are you wearing?
my paladin garb, because it's glorious and beautiful. And I have teased my hair up extra big for this occasion. The higher the hair, the closer to tier.
I am wearing my fine clothes. They
Yeah,
are
I
lots
have
of dark blues, very drapey, very elegant.
I also have a set of fine clothes too, so
I do not. I wear my normal everyday clothes as I do not respect death.
Okay, and they
Oh,
show up
no.
at the funeral. You guys are...
Wait, can I minor illusion some better clothes on him?
Can you? Can I?
I will allow it. I'm not a monster. I mean...
Okay, they arrive at the funeral. It is being held at Ponto Memorial Field, which is a series of sloping, rolling, grass-covered hills that are covered with tombstones, and there are some mausoleums, there are some buildings in the memorial field that hold ashes and other things like that. A steady stream of people is making their way inside. There's a paved walkway along the grassy rolling fields.
Are people gathering around a particular grave?
Yes, everyone is walking towards a grave. There's a lot of people here, and you can't get very close to the grave itself. You're just in a huge crowd of people.
I do want to
This
sort
is
of
a
keep my
celebrity
eyes peeled
funeral.
for that dwarf and
Where-
2 orcs. See if I specifically see that grouping among this group.
Roll a perception check.
Pretty good.
We're family.
19.
Excuse us.
I'm somewhat perceptive, yep.
A 19. You recognize the human that you saw the other day, Ferris Horbigger.
Ferris, I nod.
He nods back and he's very distraught. Insight check?
Less. 8. What's the problem, Ferris?
He's very distraught.
It's a hell of a thing, eh, Ferris? I understand you witnessed it. Gotta be tough on you.
He nods.
Just out of curiosity.
Anyone else gonna
Yeah, I'll do the insight too.
go ahead and ask Kane? What's your question?
It was going to be a callous one. You know when the store's going to open? Ferris?
And that prompts a second insight check from Ameri.
I got a 18.
Ameri notices that this question makes him even more upset than just being at this funeral. He looks super distraught at being asked when the store is going to open.
Being able to get your goods. I understand.
I'm gonna tell him to be quiet. This is a funeral. Don't ask about when the shop
I'll make a note of
opens
that.
up.
You gotta let people grieve. It's important.
So I shouldn't put the fun in funeral.
Insight check
And
from Moxie and Nina.
How's a 23 do me?
A 23 tells you that he's much more distraught than the other people at the celebrity funeral, even more distraught than you would anticipate.
you could be family.
Well, times like this, you know, that's real hard on everybody. If you need to talk to anybody, or if you're you need some religious guidance, I'm here for you. Of course, there's the priest at the temple. But is there anything that you need help with? Do you need some time?
It's my son Trevor.
Oh, what's going on with Trevor?
He has a disease, meningitis.
Oh, well, you know what?
We can't afford the 100 gold from the temple of Asclepius to heal him.
Well, it's
The
your
temple
lucky day.
charging 100 gold?
That's ridiculous. I will come with you to your house after this funeral and lay on hands. I can cure your son.
Can you cure diseases?
I can indeed.
Ah, okay. You make that appointment, and he's so thankful. He's like, really?
Yes, absolutely. It'd be
And
my honor.
I'm gonna
to
turn
help
to her and say,
your young son.
"Thank you, Moxie." I don't have that skill yet.
Oh, it's just one of the many blessings that Tyr has granted me, and to help a young man get better, absolutely, it'd be my honor.
Oh, thank you. That's really, really nice of you. You are arranging to do that when... What's everybody's passive perceptions?
13.
12.
13.
13.
Everyone but Moxie, who's busy arranging an appointment to go cure Ferris Horbinger's son Trevor of his acute meningitis, which, by the way, acute meningitis, you have like less than 24 hours to cure that or the kid dies.
Oh, God.
All right, so Moxie's busy arranging that, but before she can, dun dun dun, everyone else notices a dwarf and a half-orc are holding hands and grieving at the funeral.
That little twist at the end.
Lena would like to detect thoughts on the half-orc.
Read that.
Okay. For the duration, you can read the thoughts of certain creatures. When you cast the spell, as your action on each turn until the spell ends, you can focus your mind on any one creature that you can see within 30 feet of you. If the creature you choose has an intelligence of 3 or lower or doesn't speak any language, the creature is unaffected. You initially learn the surface thoughts of the creature. What is most on its mind in that moment. As an action, you can either shift your attention to another creature's thoughts or attempt to probe deeper into the same creature's mind. If you probe deeper, the target makes a wisdom saving throw. If it fails, you gain insight into its reasoning, if any, emotional state, and something that looms large in its mind. If it succeeds, the spell ends. Either way, the target knows you are probing into its mind, and unless you shift your attention to another creature's thoughts, the creature can use its action on its turn to make an intelligence check contested by your intelligence check. If it succeeds, the spell ends. Questions verbally directed to the creature. If I ask them questions, it can kind of shape what they're thinking of. You can use this spell to detect the presence of thinking creatures you can't see. Yeah, that's about it. Once you detect the presence of a creature in this way, you can read its thoughts for the rest of the duration. Yeah.
Okay, so you initially learn the surface thoughts of the creature, what is most on its mind in that moment. Are you... Whoa.
He's thinking about motorcycles.
Okay, are you attempting to detect the surface thoughts of the dwarf or the half-orc?
Half-orc first.
Okay, the half-orc. The half-orc is holding the dwarf's hand and facing the coffin. She is thinking about how the stockings that she is wearing have a run in them.
Is the coffin, like,
even visible? It's gotta be, like, so tiny.
It's like a Kleenex box.
Yes, it is a small-sized coffin.
Like a deck of cards.
It's just like,
Oh gosh, you guys...
It has to be up on
Okay.
like a tall pedestal so everyone can see it.
There's like
big magic screens so that you
They
can...
used a spoon to dig the grave.
Poor Pixie.
As soon as you said coffin, I'm sorry. I was just like, oh god, it must be so small.
Yep, it is.
It's not real, so it's okay.
Okay. That's what she's thinking about. The run in her stockings.
Nina would like to sidle up next to them and just... it's such a tragedy he was taken from us in such a graphic way, wouldn't you say?
Questions verbally directed at the target creature naturally shape the course of its thoughts, so the spell is particularly effective as a part of an interrogation. Okay. So she looks at you and she's going to think something about your appearance, because that's what ladies do to one another, right? So what are you wearing?
I'm wearing my
That's
fine clothes.
She likes your fine clothes.
I'd like to switch to the dwarf.
The dwarf is not liking your fine clothes. The dwarf doesn't like them. No. She thinks they're last year's fashions and is judging you.
I don't care. Did either of you happen to know him personally?
And you're focusing on the dwarf?
Mhm.
Oh my, you shouldn't read the thoughts of people when asking about their lovers. You get a mental picture.
Oh.
So
It's
do
a
I.
bard.
That's wild.
Pixie?
Now I just pictured a dwarf and a pixie.
Oh, man.
This is a bard.
These
They don't
things
care.
were created before the session. I did not do this.
Sure.
You guys did this.
Blame the players.
Yeah. Yep.
I love this.
Have you guys seen, what is it? Is it Bad Boys or the superhero TV show on Amazon where like the good guys are actually like horrible?
No.
Oh,
It started. The horrible
There's-
sound has begun. There you go.
okay. Well, if you ever watch that show, there's one very fast little snippet that would summarize how that mental image would go. But anyway,
I didn't do it. You guys did it.
I am okay with this.
I was gonna say it's a bard.
Yeah, I'm okay with this. He was such a generous man, creating such a great product and giving it to the world. You must have some strong opinions on his passing.
The dwarf laughs at you in her brain and nods and looks at the ground out loud. Are you going to probe deeper?
Yeah, into the dwarf.
Okay, the target must make a wisdom saving throw.
It's 14 for me.
She rolled a 3, which is not good. So if it fails, you gain
Yay!
insight into its reasoning, if any, its emotional state, and something that looms large in its mind, such as something that it worries over, loves, or hates. The target knows that you're probing into its mind. And the creature... Yeah, okay. Can end... Okay, so, you gain insight into her emotional state. Her emotional state is worried. Something that looms large in her mind, such as something she worries over, loves, or hates, is Dr. Percival Pascal, is large in her mind. And her reasoning is that she wants to help him.
Huh.
So she knows that you're in her mind, and she grabs the orc, and they're gonna back away from you. And before you can do anything, they're already 50 feet away from you in the crowd, and they're going to start running once they reach the edge of the crowd.
Someone else want to grab them, maybe?
I can
think
cast
they know
Expeditious
something.
Retreat on myself, which gives me a speed of 60 or 120 next round. So I should be able to catch them.
Oh my god.
So you're
Actually,
chasing?
let's do this in a... While you're chasing, I don't want to stop you from doing that.
I'm fast.
She's also going to call out, or we could try and do this in a stealthier way, maybe?
Can't really have...
She screams through the crowd. Okay, well, there's a chase going on. Kane is chasing after this dwarf and
I'll
this
get him, guys.
half-orc.
Don't worry.
I could pull a ominous and use prestidigitation to set off fireworks here.
At a funeral?
Are you doing that?
I'm just saying I could.
Okay. Tell me who else chasing
Um,
and who's not chasing.
I'm not chasing, but I'd like to turn and cast sleep on them.
Okay, so you would like to be in range to do a combat thing with them.
It's
I'm-
90 feet, so if they're only 50 feet away, I should still be able to.
Okay, everybody roll initiative.
Jeez. Rolled a 1. So 3.
11.
8.
6.
We're gonna fight these guys at a
Well,
funeral.
I'm gonna stop them. But
I got
It's like a
11, 8,
liberty
6.
funeral. Something's got to happen.
3.
11, 8,
3
6.
for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
3? Okay, well, they get 120
I'll still
feet
get
away. And then... And so from... What was it? 120 plus 50? So from 170 feet away, it's going to be... who got the 11?
Me.
Mary. And then who got the 8?
Nina.
Nina. The 6 was Moxie, and the 3 was Kanae. It's going to be Mary, Nina, Moxie, and Kanae as you chase... I guess they're out of sight of the funeral part right now, and as you chase amongst the mausoleums and the tombstones along these grassy hills, that's where we will pick up next time.
Can our heroes?
Well, Moxie doesn't know that that's happening yet, so she would be finishing setting up that appointment.
Yeah.
Can our heroes save a small child? Can our heroes catch the half-orc and the dwarf? Find out in part 2 of the Fire Breathing Kittens podcast. Bye-bye.
Adios.
Bye.
Bye.
We hope that you're enjoying this episode of the Fire Breathing Kittens podcast. Please leave us a review on iTunes.com. You can subscribe to receive new episodes through your podcast player or by visiting firebreathingkittenspodcast.com and clicking on the RSS feed. Can you think of someone who might enjoy this podcast? Please share it with them. We don't pay to advertise this show, so the only way we can grow is through the support of listeners like you. Thank you. Welcome back to the
Yay.
Fire Breathing Kittens, a 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons podcast. Everybody, please roll a d20.
2.
2.
3.
16.
I'm holding up a dice with a number. Can you guys see it?
14.
Yes.
13.
Oh, no.
So who got the closest to 14?
Not me.
I believe that's a
That
Mary.
would be me.
What happened last time on the Fire Breathing Kittens?
So we were all at the guild hall, and we got the flyer from our boss to go and retrieve 3 potions. So we all got on the train, and we went to Dr. Percival Pascal's cure-all, where there was a really long line, and it turns out at the front a cart had ridden over a couple people, which I went and cured. And then we found out that the Dr. Percival, who was a pixie, was actually hit by the cart, and we tracked it back to the Temple of Asclepius. I don't know if I'm saying that right. And we found out that he had died on impact, and that was through examining the body. So we then went to the Temple of Tyr and stayed the night, where the next day we would go to the funeral, where there was a half-orc and a dwarf who decided to run away upon being questioned, and we're chasing after them.
That is mostly correct.
For the most
They
part.
ran away as their thoughts were being read in a very obvious way. Yes.
Subtlety isn't Nina's
They're
strong
questioning.
suit.
They were being questioned.
Right.
Yeah, on that note, Kanae didn't know this conversation, obviously, but he saw people running and like, okay, you're
Yeah.
running, you're guilty.
All right.
That's
And
his thought process, such as it is. So he pops off his spell.
And so we've entered
And is-
initiative, which is a
Quick.
type of combat
Mhm.
order. The players rolled 11, 8, 6, and 3. So that means that the dwarf and The half-orc got some distance on them and are now 170 feet away. They've dashed behind a mausoleum building and are out of sight of the funeral.
Did they have a spell of their own to make them go quick?
You guys rolled a 3, a 6, and an 8, and they had time.
All right.
Yeah. They're 170 feet away from you. Out of sight, behind a mausoleum. It is now Emery's turn. Emery, what do you do?
Seeing Kane take off.
Well, has he yet? We haven't gone all the way through initiative order.
Well, I said I popped off and started running before we went into initiative.
And then we kind of went into initiative.
Okay.
Let's say that Kane is...
So that means I'm 60 feet, if that happened.
Well, you didn't react to them running, because you would have to have noticed that, so they get a turn, and then you see that they ran, and then you react to them running, because, like, you're not going to run faster than... You don't run... So who started running first? So on the stack, first they ran, then you reacted to that.
They started backing away, and then I yelled out that we should follow them.
Right, after they had gotten 50 feet. So then your initiative is 3, Kane. So then they had a chance to run. So they are 170 feet away from the party, and whatever one movement's worth of turn is for you.
Yeah, less 60 in this
Okay,
case.
so you are 60 feet away from them. They have ducked behind a mausoleum.
Yes.
Well,
All right.
you go
I can
60,
picture it in my
so
mind.
170, so that means you're 111 feet from them.
All right, that means I can catch them next turn, because next turn I'll have 120
You move 120?
with the spell on.
Did you take any time to activate the spell?
It's a bonus action.
Oh, that's a nice spell.
Expeditious retreat
/
for just such an occasion.
Chase. Expeditious chase.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, all right. Well, then, yeah, you could probably catch up to them next turn. Yeah.
Yep.
120 is quite the distance.
Yeah.
Alright, so seeing Kane take off.
Yes, Kane is
Like a bullet.
dashing.
I'm gonna... Knowing that he's evil and that he should probably have either me or Moxie with him,
Like that. Uh-huh.
even without knowing why he ran, I'm just gonna chase after him anyway.
Thank you.
So my movement
Me, Jordan,
is...
the player, thanks you.
My movement is 35, so dashing it'd be 70.
Okay. You're only 100
I like
feet
it.
away from them.
I like to think of it more as like Dennis the Menace than straight up evil.
Yeah. He has enough notes in his notebook to keep him closer to Dennis than, I was just going to say Hitler, but let's go a little less evil. Someone less
Chucky.
evil. In between the two.
Nina, you just watched as the two people you were questioning dashed away and are now behind a mausoleum out of sight. Kane is closer to them, and Ameri has run after them a little bit as well. What are you doing?
Can I look around and see how other people are reacting around me?
Sure. Other people are really common, shall we say. Commoners, they didn't really notice much. Passive perception was quite low, and the actively looking around people rolled a 9. So they don't really... Yeah, that's normal funeral behavior. No reaction from the crowd.
There's no one in the crowd who is specifically paying attention to the lover.
No, there's not.
Okay, then she's going to walk 30 feet towards them and disguise self so she no longer looks like the person who read their thoughts.
All right, what do you look like
she
now?
She will look like a drow.
Okay. Drow Nina.
Cool.
Next is Moxie. Moxie, Nina's gone. Perception check?
That will be a 17.
Oh yeah, Nina just turned into a drow. And your friends are dashing off after Well, you're not sure, but you can see Kane is pretty far away from you, and Ameri
A blue flash.
is 60 feet away from you.
70.
70 feet away from you.
Alright.
Yeah.
All right. Have I concluded business with Ferris?
His kid's still dying, but sure.
But I mean, I have an address or something.
You have an address.
That's what okay. I'm so sorry, Ferris. If you'll excuse me, our little guy's just started off again. I gotta make sure he doesn't get himself in trouble. But I'll swing by your house a little later today, and we'll get this all buttoned right up. And I will turn to go after Kane also.
All right, how far do you get?
Are we counting anything that I just did as an action?
Nope.
Okay, cool. Then I can go 60 feet.
Okay, you are 110 feet away from the dwarf and the half-orc. Next up, it's...
But how far am I from Kane, though? Because that was my target. I don't know about these other people.
Yeah, that's what I was doing too. I was like, okay.
Kane, how far are you?
What did we say? We said 60.
How far did you run?
60, but I'm sure we weren't standing right beside each other, so he's probably like 5 or 10 feet away from me.
For the purpose
But now that
of
it's my turn,
easy
I get-
math, you were standing right beside each other, so the distance between you two is the difference between your run speeds.
All right, so
Same.
I caught up. I'm like, whoa there, little buddy. Where are we
Kane
going?
had some kind of spell on, so he got further than his normal run speed. How far did you go, Kane?
60 the first round, but then this round I'll be able to go 120 because it uses my action and bonus action.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So I would catch up to you just as you like
Just as I
zoomed
zoom.
off. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Free action to say something. Don't kill anyone. Will do. Or not do, as the case may be.
It's their turn, and they're not visible behind the mausoleum. It's now Kane's turn. Sorry.
Oh.
You go after Moxie, don't you? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I was dead last.
Yeah, you are.
unfortunately.
Okay,
So I'll use my 120 to get behind the mausoleum.
All right, they are behind the mausoleum. You can
Stop.
run right up to them if you would like, so you run up to them.
Stop, or my Amiri will shoot.
But they're hidden. Do we know where they are?
They are behind the mausoleum, so as he rounds the corner of the mausoleum, he sees the dwarf and the half-orc running away from him. They're not going to listen to you. They're going to keep running.
Why are you running?
They're also not going to answer you.
Okay, well, I'm going
That
to
used your action
use my-
and your movement, right?
Yeah,
Okay, so you're going to do nothing,
Yeah.
right?
I can catch them next. I can get in front of them next turn and
Oh, gosh.
hold out my arms.
Okay. Well then, Kane has caught up to them. It's now their turn. Well, they're out of sight of the funeral, and they're being chased, so I think they're both going to attack Kane. That seems pretty fair. All right.
Yep.
Well,
I don't want violence. I just want to talk. Why are you attacking me?
yeah, they're going to knock you out. So first, the half-orc Hedwig Payne is going to multi-attack. They're making 2 melee attacks against you because you ran right up to him. Close that distance. Yeah, you did. The first is a 10. Does a 10 hit you?
10 does not hit me.
The next is a 13 plus 4, 17. So she takes out a dagger and she swipes at you. She whirls her hand around in a half circle and is going to try to cut at your chest. Does a 17 hit you?
17 does hit me.
She slices across your chest in a horizontal line and gets a...
Hey, why would you do that?
4 piercing damage.
Seems a little aggressive.
Are you still up?
With 4? Yeah.
Okay. Then the dwarf, Alita
Yes.
Riesenrad, is going to attack you. She takes out a war pick and tries to hit you. Does a 11 hit you?
Does not hit me.
Okay. Does a 19 hit you?
It does hit me.
I'm not sure what a pick is, but she's hitting you with a war pick. What is that? Is that like an ice
It's
pick?
a hammer on one side and a pick on the other is what I'm picking.
Terrible. It's okay. All right. And she's going to roll a 6 piercing damage at you with her war pick. It's crazy.
Hey, I got no bones to pick with you guys. Why are you attacking me?
They say,
I say.
Dwarf Alita Riesenrad says, "Stop following us," and turns to run again. So that's what she's going to do next time. But first, Mary, it's your turn.
So am I able to see them now?
No. You would have to round the
you know
corner
what?
around the...
Sorry, this spell is concentration, so I gotta see if I kept it up. And I did. Okay.
Alright, how far away am I from the mausoleum?
You ran 70 feet the first time. They were 100 feet from you, so you're...
About 40.
40 feet from the mausoleum and 60
30.
feet from them.
Alright,
After that. So you're 100 feet from them right now.
so 40 feet from... Can I run 35 like in a sideways so that way I could see around?
It's a building. You would have to run, around the building. You can't run through it. It's a wall.
Alright, then I'll just dash or 70.
Okay, you round the corner of the building and get 30 feet around the building. You're now 30 feet from them.
And that was a dash, so that uses
Yep.
everything.
And you're 30 feet from them. Nina, it's your turn.
I dash 60 feet.
Okay, you can see them, but you're not within melee range. You're about 40 feet from them. Moxie, it's your turn.
Wait, hold on. If I would have only gone 60 feet, would they have been within a 90-foot radius of me?
They are out of sight,
I need
though,
to see them.
so your spell probably requires you to be in sight of them.
Nope.
No. Okay, well then, yeah, if you only move once, you're close enough. You're within 90 feet, but you're not within sight.
I have to hear you, I'm guessing.
It's creatures within 20 feet of a point you choose within range are affected. So, I'm choosing the corner of the mausoleum where I think they've gone. And I'm casting sleep.
You're choosing
on
the
the two people.
back left or the back right corner of the mausoleum?
The back left.
Oh, they're not next to the back left. They're next to the back right corner of the mausoleum. This is the problem, not being able to see them. But Imeri is.
It doesn't affect them. It's with if I choose.
Okay. Imeri, you're fine.
You're not tired.
Okay, that was the wrong corner. So you still can't see them, and you are 70 feet away from them. 60 horizontal and 10 vertical. Vertical. Moxie, it's your turn.
Well, I guess I'm gonna keep dashing. Still don't know what's going on. Just going after little man. Just a trucking.
You dash
Choo-choo.
round the corner of the mausoleum and are able to finish. I assume that you can run around 60-ish, right?
Yeah, 60 would be my dash.
You finish 30 feet from them. You're also behind the mausoleum. You whip around the corner and are out of sight of the funeral. You ran past Nina. Next, it's Kanae's turn.
I'd like to use my bonus action to get 60 feet on the other side of them. So
You're currently within melee range
the-
because they smacked on you a bit with their pickaxe. So would
yeah, I wanna
dashing
get
out of melee
range.
provoke attack of opportunity?
Unless I want to disengage, which I'll do that. Yeah, I'll disengage.
Okay, that takes your action.
Okay, then I don't want to do that. Yeah, you know what? I'll just stay here and I'll cast.
Well, they're only going to get one attempt to hit you. If you
Yeah, one
get away
each
from-
though versus 4. Okay, you know what? I'll back up 5 feet, and then they don't get an opportunity attack. And between me and them, I'll create a bonfire. Take that.
Okay. How do you create a bonfire?
With my spell, it was aptly titled "Create Bonfire."
And what does a bonfire do mechanically?
You create a bonfire in the ground that you can see within range until the spell ends. The magic bonfire fills a 5-foot cube. Any creature in the bonfire space, when you cast a spell, must succeed on a dex saving throw. So I do it between us, just so they can attack.
Okay. And they would need to make a dex saving throw to go into the bonfire?
Or I can move it into them as well as an action.
Okay. Interesting. Now it's their turn. I think
Yeah.
you're kind of like disengaging with them to allow them to escape, and their goal is to escape, so they're gonna try to run now. Which kind of stinks because I don't want to have to
beat me up.
I don't have to repeat this, but I guess I will. So they run 60 feet further. Mary, they're now 90 feet from you.
Oh, that's okay.
All right. So 90 from Mary, 60 from Kane and Moxie. And
You got the Eldritch Blast twins here in a second, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, me too.
It's 120 feet.
Yeah.
And Nina, they are now at least, let's say, 100 feet from you. 130 feet from you. Because you didn't run fully. And they're running between 2 mausoleums. They're going to dash around a left corner next turn if no one stops them. And Mary, it's your turn. You're
All right,
90 feet
so
from the
seeing
dashing
that
people, and
now-
they're about to turn left and dash behind a mausoleum.
I'm going to move 35 closer, so my 1 movement. And I'm going to throw an Eldritch Blast towards the dwarf's feet
Okay.
to kind of trip them up and knock them. 15.
That misses.
Oh.
Is that your turn?
And then how much damage do you have, Kane?
10.
Are you
Uneven.
looking pretty hurt?
I'm just shy of bloodied.
Alright. I'm going to use one of my healing lights, so take a d6 to heal.
Ooh, thank you.
That's a bonus action. So, I'm done.
Nina, it's your turn. You are 130 feet away from them. You can't see them. They're in between mausoleums, and they're about to dash left, but you don't know what's going on. Your friends dashed off to the right behind a mausoleum.
Yep, I follow. I have 60 feet.
Okay, you're 70 feet from them. You can see them on the straightaway. They're about to turn left. Moxie, you are 60 feet away. They are about to dash left around another mausoleum. What do you do?
What are we doing here, guy? Kane, are you okay? What's going on? Who are they? Are we chasing them? What's going? I need some instruction.
Stopping them would be primary. Secondary would be finding out why they're running. But I think it has to do with they did some sort of hijinks on this poor pixie character. Is my working theory. Keep in mind, I know absolutely nothing to back that up. But they are running.
All right, well, then Moxie's going to dash after.
Moxie, you're able to enter melee range with them,
Mm-hmm.
which means that if they try to run again, they will provoke attacks of opportunity.
Excuse me, if you could just halt there for a second and answer a couple questions.
And Kane, it's your turn. You're 60 feet away from them. Moxie's right
so
up
I'll
next
get-
to him.
I'll get 30 feet and likewise do a... Oh, you know what I should do? I was going to do Eldritch Blast, but I'm going to do Ray of Frost because that'll slow him by 10 feet if it hits. Look at that.
You're like an anti-escape character.
So
It's a good thing.
18. 17.
Against the half-orc or the dwarf?
We'll go dwarf.
That hits the dwarf.
All right, so he takes...
She,
dwarf. I have that built into me that when I hear dwarf, I think guy for some reason.
She does have a
so
full
he takes
beard.
That's why. So it takes 2 damage, but speed is slowed by 10
Wow, her speed is now down.
to like 15, right? If I do recall.
Well, she's not actually a dwarf. She's a...
Oh.
But it's down by 10, and she took 2 damage.
Yes. Big 2.
Now it's their...
Freeze, dirtbag.
Oh, okay. It's their turn.
Wow.
The half-orc and the dwarf gets hit and is partially frozen to the floor. She removes her foot, but it's not responding as quickly as it used to before. She's going to turn around and try to wail on Moxie, because Moxie, you're right there. She's trying to run away. So first, she's rolling. Oh, that was a nat 1. Oh, okay. She's gonna...
She hits the other person.
Well, I guess it's visually interesting to think that the pick gets itself lodged into the building, right? So she swings
Well,
the
you have
pick.
us hit each other if we get a natural one.
Do you want her to keep her pick? Okay, I mean, she can get her pick and her friend and still have it to attack you with, but I was going to have it get lodged in the building. I mean, if you want me to do that, I can, but...
You're the
Then it might
DM.
happen to us.
I think it's cool if she swings the pick, and because it's a pick with a sharp, pointy end, she lodges it into the building, and she's furiously trying to get it out of the building and gives up because it's just stuck in there. So I'm going to cross out the war pick. With a nat 1, she embeds it right into the building. It's stuck in the mausoleum. And that takes her whole action to try to dislodge it, and she gives up. Next.
You know what that is? That's damage to public property. That is not good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have that written down as evil here.
Next is the half-orc. With their dagger. They roll a 19 to hit Moxie.
Yes, that hits.
And another 19.
That still hits.
And are going to attack you with... Whoop. Nine total piercing damage as they swipe left and then swipe right and do 2 thin slices on you
Okay.
with piercing damage.
Well, that's a big ouch.
And Mary, it's your turn.
Alright, so... I'll move 35 feet closer. And I'm going to shoot an Eldritch Blast at him.
Okay, you're now 20 feet away from them. Who are you aiming the Eldritch Blast at?
The dwarf.
Okay,
That is 18 to hit
that hits.
for 6 damage.
She gets an Eldritch Blast in her shoulder as she's trying to dislodge her ice pick and gives up on it. Nina, it's your turn. You are 70 feet away from them.
As a bonus action real quick, Moxie, take
I got
a
one.
d6 of health.
Nina, you're 70 feet away. It's your turn.
I walk forward 60 feet.
Wow, okay, you're 10 feet away from them.
That's it. I had to dash. I just didn't want to get into melee.
Smart.
Are you doing anything else?
Nope, that was a dash.
Okay, she sprinted along the mausoleum corridor. Moxie, it's your turn.
Alrighty, well, Miss Orc person. You've been exceedingly rude here, so I'm afraid I'm going to have to pay you back in kind. And I will attempt to hit with my battle axe. Let's see. Does a 16 hit?
It does.
Cool. That's going to be 6 points of slashing damage.
Your axe slashes across this dwarf. She doesn't look happy about it.
Yield.
K'nai, it's your turn.
Okay, so as a bonus action, I'm gonna summon a tentacle on the other side of him. This is Grasp of the Deep. Ooh. It is going to attack the dwarf for 17.
That hits.
Will 17 hit, I mean? 17 hits. Okay, so it takes 6 damage and is slowed by an additional 10.
Oh my gosh, she can only move like 5 feet now. She's not going anywhere.
Basically, hopefully not going anywhere. Okay, and then I'll use Ray of Frost on the orc this time. Hopefully slow her down as well, but that'll miss by probably a fair chunk.
Okay.
So that'll be me. And I'll also yell out, "Come on, slow down. Let's just sit and talk about this. You weirdos running from a funeral."
And it's their turn. The half-orc is going to cast a healing spell on her friend. Well, actually, because she's within melee of Moxie, she's not going to be able to do that. So she's instead going to cast Spiritual Weapon. And let's roll. Okay. So does a... What is that win modifier? Does a 15 hit Moxie?
Nope.
Okay. Well then, the half-orc summons a spiritual weapon, and a giant... I guess a field of little tiny daggers appears around Moxie, and she dodges them all and isn't hit by any of the tiny daggers. So that leaves... She's got one more... She's going to try to hold person and try to get Moxie to not react if she dashes away. I guess that'll be the best thing she can do. Does choose a humanoid that you can see within range. The target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw. Go ahead and roll a wisdom saving throw.
Alrighty.
Or be paralyzed.
Oh my.
That way you can't chase her.
Okay. Let's go with this one.
This is going to determine what I do.
Wisdom. So that is going to be a 16.
Well, that succeeds. Nothing happens. She can't hold you. This often works for her, and she seems conflicted. This was supposed to work, she thinks to herself. But you guys aren't just commoners. The dwarf is getting pretty desperate. So she's going to swing at you with a javelin. Takes out a javelin and from above is going to try to hit you with it. Oh, okay. She rolled a 2. So that's not going to do anything. Moxie, you're just impossible for these people to hit. Because she's going to turn invisible. Okay, so it doesn't help that it's daytime for her. She likes it dark. So she's invisible, and then she's going to move in a direction. So I'm going to give you disadvantage to hit her because she's 5 feet from where you think she is. In which direction? I don't know. Let's see if you can hit her next time. So she's invisible.
The tentacle gets a...
She can attack and turn invisible in the same round?
She's got a racial ability. Magically turns invisible until it attacks, cast a spell, blah blah. So
So it is magic.
yes. So she's 5 feet from where you guys. So it's a disadvantage to hit the dwarf until she attacks again and makes herself visible. Because she may have shifted.
Aye.
And Mary, it's your turn.
Alright, as a bonus action, I will use Detect Magic. So the dwarf or whatever that just kind of turned invisible, I could kind of
Make it
highlight
glow?
it.
I mean, I don't know how invisibility works. I could look it up. Is it like...
It's disadvantage on the attack.
Okay, I know the stats of invisibility. I don't know what school of magic it is. It's a racial ability
I see what
here,
you're saying.
so I guess I'll look it up.
And would it still be
It looks
disadvantage
like
if I
it's
know where she
a
is?
illusion. So you're saying your argument is that you want to use detect magic to completely negate all invisibility of opponents.
At least to me, yes. I don't think they could see the highlight, but I would
Because
be
it's
able to.
it's also one of Amiri's racial abilities. It's like a racial ability versus racial ability off.
It's more of a pack boon.
Yeah,
I got
yeah,
it.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it is definitely a spell. So, read detect magic.
Detects.
For the duration, you sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of you. You sense if you sense the magic.
And Mary is
In this way.
20 feet away. Keep going.
Oh, okay. If you sense magic in this way, you can use your action to see a faint aura around any visible creature or object
Visible
in that area.
creature?
Yeah, you see the faint aura around any visible creature or object in that area that bears magic.
Ah,
There you
well,
go.
she's not
Specificity.
visible.
It kind of makes sense that it doesn't work, to be honest, just because it's such a powerful thing to be invisible that detect magic. Like there's things detect invisibility wouldn't be a spell otherwise.
Yeah, that's a good point. All right, so she's not visible, Mary, but you did use detect magic as your action. You can detect lots of magics I can tell you about. People are buried with a lot of things. So the
Ooh,
wall
grave
next
robbing.
to you, yeah. It's like an advent calendar wall. All right, well, was that your turn?
Then I guess as a bonus action, Moxie another D6.
Oh.
I got one more.
That time I got 3.
Nina, you're 10 feet away from the half-orc. You're not sure where the dwarf is. She went poof.
Great. I'm going to cast Sleep, centered on the half-orc, trying to get the dwarf as well, but if she's not within 20 feet of the half-orc, it doesn't work.
She is within 20 feet of the half-orc.
Cool! Okay, so, that's...
Ooh, math now. That's the one thing I don't like about the sleep spell. There's so much math involved.
Okay, so that's 26, so it starts, do you need me to read the spell?
Yes.
Okay. Roll 5d8. The total is how many hit points of creatures the spell can affect. Creatures within 20 feet of a point you choose within range are affected in ascending order of their current hit points.
Okay, there's 60 hit points on the field. Divided amongst the enemies.
Start at the bottom, probably the dwarf. He's been
Yeah,
hit a
so
bunch.
it starts with whoever
Hopefully.
has the less hit points.
Is it
and
like
if
hit points left or hit points total?
it's
Left.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
then, yeah, the dwarf
Yeah.
has...
That's why you wait to use that until there's been some damage.
Ah, well, then it's
Yeah.
definitely not 60. It is 39 hit points are in front of you.
just on the dwarf itself or the dwarf and the half-orc?
The dwarf and the half-orc.
Mm,
So
so
who
has
just the
less?
dwarf.
Currently.
Yeah, who has less?
The dwarf.
She falls asleep then.
Well, how many did you
Yeah.
roll? Because you might be able to get the half-orc, too.
I got
No, it's
27 or
27?
28, something like that.
Okay, so you can't get the half-orc, but you can get the dwarf. The dwarf falls asleep, and invisibility is a concentration Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So
probably
as
if
she
it's
falls
racial.
asleep, she becomes visible, and you hear a
Take
thud
that.
as the dwarf lays sleeping on the
Actually,
ground.
sleep isn't concentration, but it only lasts a minute.
No, invisibility is a concentration.
Invisibility.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes. So as she falls asleep and stops concentrating on invisibility, all of a sudden, poof, there's dwarf sleeping on the ground. Thud.
Well done.
Cool. Is that the end of your
Sweet
turn?
dreams.
Mm-hmm.
Moxie. There's a half-orc and a sleeping dwarf
All right, then.
who is so resistant to so many things, but not sleep or frost.
Well, then.
Oh. Has advantage on saving throws against... Yeah, no, sleep doesn't do that.
Wait, did something change?
No,
Or are we good?
she has advantage on saving throws against spells. That's not...
No save on that one.
No.
Ah, gotcha. Okay. Well, I guess I'm gonna try to step up to this half orc and try to get them to back down too.
Make him a quarter orc.
Yeah, let's do that. Oh, I know I don't do it, but as a bonus action, I'll just say, or not really, as a free action, I'll just be like, maybe you should just stand down and answer some questions.
Seems
And that's
logical.
And I'll move over to be standing right beside the sleeping dwarf.
Okay. After Moxie, it's Kanae's turn.
I can move my tentacle 10 feet, so I'll move it off the dwarf and to the half-orc, and that's just a bonus action. So that'll attack, probably miss 11.
11 misses.
Yeah, okay, I kind of assumed that might. And then I'm going to try to cold him again, Ray of Frost him,
still a her.
and her. Orcs and dwarves. It's like all dogs are boys and all cats are girls. You can't prove me wrong.
There are new cats
also,
sometimes. So
also 11. So, coincidentally.
11 also misses again.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And
I assume.
she's pretty offended by being called a him. So Hedwig, the lady half-orc, is gonna cast Inflict Wounds on you. She's gonna
Oh, yeah?
make a... Well, Kanae is 30 feet away, so Moxie, she's gonna cast Inflict Wounds on you. She's gonna make a melee spell attack against a creature she can reach. On a hit, you take some damage. So let's melee... Wow, she rolled a 15. She gets +3 on her spell attack to hits. So does an 18 hit you, Moxie?
It does just hit me.
Okay. On
Darn.
a hit, the target takes necrotic damage. It's at higher level. She has a second level 3 spell slots. She's got one left. When she casts a spell using a spell slot of second level or higher, the damage increases by 1d10 for each spell slot above first. So it is 4d10 of necrotic damage.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
These dice are always... So let's see. This one looks like a d10. Okay, 4d10. 6 plus 10 plus 9 plus 8 is a number.
Jeez. It's too high a number. Let's take some off that.
6, 10, 16, 8, 24, 9, 35.
I'll go with that.
Wow. That's impressive.
Moxie.
I dropped.
Haven't-
Yeah.
I'm dropped.
She can't do that very
yeah.
often, but she can do that once and once more. So 33 damage, actually. 6 plus 10 plus 9 plus 8 is 33. Moxie's down?
Yep.
All right, so the half-orc, the cult fanatic, holds out...
Do I fall on top of the dwarf that I was standing next to?
Yes. That's
Okay.
funny.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Point of order, I weigh like 275 pounds.
Oh, gosh. Well, it's a sturdy dwarf.
Yeah.
That's the end of their turn. One is sleeping. I guess she can do something about that, right? Could you get, like, a chance to wake up?
No,
Nope.
someone has to, like,
Oh, gosh.
It
Someone has to
lasts a
fall on
try
you,
and
minute.
wake them.
actually?
Yeah. So she would have woken up when I landed on her, but there's 275 pounds laying on top of her.
Yeah.
And
if she's
I'm fully draped over because I'm big.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So she wakes up, I guess. That'll be her turn, just understanding that there's a furbolg laying on her. She looks very harmed. She looks necrotic damage, so it's like your skin is withered and you look drier.
Oh,
It'd be pretty horrifying to wake up to.
Oh gosh, yeah. Oh, that fell on her. Oh, that was her turn. She just kind of, I think she's going to get out from under you for her turn. She's going to be like, oh, and push you off. That was the dwarf and the half-orc. Next up is Mary. Mary, Moxie just fell to the ground, looking like a withered husk of what she used to be.
I am going to go over to Moxie.
You were
and I'm going
20 feet away, so you can go, yeah.
I will
You close the distance?
use a spell slot, Lesser Restoration.
And
which
is that
puts her-
a spell in melee range of the half-orc?
Depends what side she comes from, I guess. Like if she's on the other side, no.
Stand on the other
Moxie-
side of her, so if you don't want a attack of opportunity.
Yeah.
It might even be distance. Or no, I gotta put my hands on her. Yeah, so the other side of her.
Oh, well, if your hands have to be on her, you're definitely, part of you is within the 5 feet next to the half-orc, right?
It still counts as someone in between.
Yeah.
Like you can
If
attack.
you think about it like a grid,
Okay.
Yeah.
the orc would
But
be in this square. Moxie
They can
is in this
attack
square.
through
Yeah.
if they have something that attacks through, but they usually would do it with disadvantage.
Game mechanics wise.
She's only got 5 feet reach, so no.
Yeah.
Okay, so be careful how you maneuver.
Or no, that would be Spare the Dying that I would have to use to do that. Not Lesser Restoration.
Can't
So
you
that's
just
that's a
heal
touch
her and
spell.
pop her back up? Because she's not dead, she's just unconscious.
So Spare the Dying, touch a living creature that has 0 hit points. The creature becomes stable. The spell has no effect on undead or construct. So she's basically just stable.
Okay, you spare the dying. Moxie, you don't die.
Woohoo!
Yay.
I like this.
Nina, it's your turn.
I'm going to cast Suggestion at the half-orc, and which is a wisdom save of 14, and I'm yelling them to freeze.
Dirtbag.
Wow. Well, she rolled a 16, so she does not freeze.
Cool. And then bonus action, I'm going to healing word our fallen friend. So you get 8 points of
Nice.
Great turn.
heal.
And speaking of Moxie, having received that healing, you're back. It's your turn.
Oh, jeez, that was... I feel gross, guys. I don't like that at all. So I'll stand up.
Your
and,
mouth is dry.
Yeah, it's just... All right, is the dwarf still kind of beside me?
Yeah, you actually were really close. Like you'd just been pushed off of being on top of her or something.
All right, well, I'm just going to kind of... As I'm starting to stand up from what just happened to me, I'll see the dwarf, and I'm just going to lunge at her and grapple.
Okay.
I'll be like,
Yeah. She's
Just
pretty
hold it
strong,
right there.
so let's do opposing strength checks. Is that how this works?
Yeah.
Oh, she rolled a 19. This is a good dice.
I don't like it.
And she has a +2, so that's a 21. Moxie might still beat it.
all right, let's use this. I also got a 19 plus strength.
More,
which
I think.
Where is my strength? Is +3.
Oh! So it's
22.
an impressive grapple. It's like in a wrestling ring grapple where they flip each other around a few times and there's some
Don't sorry about that. Just stop wiggling.
some pins and some tap outs, and eventually Moxie wins.
Just muscles popping everywhere.
All right, just stay right there.
She is. Okay. Anything else with your turn?
Tell your friend to stand down now. This is beyond ridiculous.
Okay. And Kane, it's your turn.
I'll second that ridiculous standing down offer, and then also have a tentacle hit her in the back. The orc, that is, for, what is it? 12?
To hit?
Yeah.
No.
No.
She's wearing leather
You said
armor.
it's so sad. And then I'll try to Rare Frost for more. 17.
That one hits.
Well,
Is she going to take her first damage?
Oh, jeez. 2, and her speed is slowed by 10.
Okay, her speed is slowed by 10, and she goes down to 31 hit points.
Terrific. And that'll be me.
And Mary, you're up.
What about their turn?
What?
They're the dwarf and orc.
The dwarf is currently being grappled by Moxie. The half-orc is holding her hands up, looking ready to karate chop necrotic damage someone.
Okay, I'm gonna Eldritch Blast the karate chopper.
Oh, wait. Actually, after Kane, they go. Whoops.
Yeah.
Aha. Oh, right about them.
That's what
are
I
they
was
up to?
trying to get at.
Yep. Okay, so the dwarf is going to try to break grapple. She rolls an opposing strength check to try to get out. She got a 16 total. Does she get out of grapple?
Let's see, that's a 17 plus 4, so no. She's with me. She's staying put.
Okay. And then the half-orc is going to try to inflict harm on Mary. Inflict wounds.
Uh-oh.
So Mary, I'm going to make a melee spell attack against you, Mary. That's a nat 1.
That does not hit.
That does not hit. All right. Well, what should she hit? It's a good question. I mean, it's just like a hand touch, so it's not like embed your weapon in a wall or anything, or hit your friend. There's currently, her friend is in grapple with someone else, so if she hit her friend...
Maybe she has a hangnail.
She gets a hangnail. All right. And that's what they do. They don't break grapple, and they use up their last second level spell slot, is what they do. And Mary, now you can go. You just dodged like a weird karate chop jab with like black smoke glowing from it from the half orc.
Alright, I'm just gonna like look at it and be like, okay, and swing my hand around trying to throw a Eldritch Blast at it.
In melee?
I don't know.
You're in melee with the half orc.
Step back 5 feet.
Alright, step back 5 feet and
Okay.
I crit.
Oh, you crit. Okay. How much damage? What did you roll to? Oh, that's a 20 to hit. So how much damage did you do?
Is 9 plus 7, 16.
16 damage. Wow. She goes down to 15. Okay. One very surprised half-orc was just going along in the battle, and just one hit will take you out. Yeah. So.
Yeah, that's all it takes.
Blasted.
What does your blast look like?
It's like a...
Eldritch.
It's like a giant form of energy, like a glowing yellow light. Just kind of shoots out of her hand,
and then you Kamehameha that work. All right. Nina, it's your turn.
I'm going
I think of it as more like an energy blaster from Star Wars.
I'm going to approach the half-orc and attack them with my rapier.
All right.
That is a 19 plus 4, so 23.
That hits.
And I'm using Psychic Blades, which I can use to increase my damage by using Bardic Inspiration. 13 points of damage.
Wow. She's still up, though. She's got 2 points left. Moxie, it's your turn.
As a bonus action,
Yeah.
Can I do an intimidation check on them to say, stop
Stand
and we'll
down.
let you live?
With 2 hit points left, I'm going with a yes. They got 2 and 6. So, yeah. Go ahead and roll intimidation.
That's a crit.
Oh,
Plus,
they're very intimidated.
my intimidation is 6.
Okay, so you got a natural 20 and you have a plus 6. They are very intimidated. What do you say to them?
Freeze, and I'll let you walk away.
They do.
After we ask you some questions, obviously.
Obviously.
The dwarf drops her javelin. The dwarf drops her javelin, and the half-orc puts her hands up like she's not going to use them to karate chop you anymore.
So one of our stronger friends maybe want to grab him so they don't try any trickery on us.
Well, I've still got. I still have the dwarf.
I can maybe
I
get
meant the other guy, sorry.
I can maybe get the tentacle around back just to like hold her shirt in place, or her.
Okay,
probably
there's a
wearing-
suction
whatever you're
cup
wearing
on
at
the
a
back of the
funeral.
shirt.
Yeah, a little tentacle there.
All right.
Or there's a other way, which is 17
Another
strength.
option.
The tentacle has the back of the shirt. What are you going to say, Nina?
I turn to the creature that appears to be a dwarf. What are you? How do you know the pixie? And, like, were you guys really together, or was it just a fling?
Oh dear.
She says, I'm a Durgar. Yes,
Oh.
we were together, and we are still together, as is Hedwig here.
A thruple.
Yeah, they're a throuple, a 3-person couple.
All right, so
Still-
then he's not dead.
No, of course he's not dead.
What was the
Insight check?
pixie-like goo that we saw?
Yeah, you can do an insight check.
I want to ask what that pixie-like goo that we saw in the morgue was.
It's gonna be at 18.
Well, with an 18, yeah, they really did not kill anyone. And that was something that Dr. Percival Pascal gave them to bring in their carriage so that they could deliver it to the temple to fake his death.
So why'd you guys run?
Because you were chasing us? Why'd you chase us?
Because you're running.
Well,
Because you ran.
All right.
Well, that's
Is
fun.
faking one's death illegal in Port City Bishop?
let's just say, yeah, there would be no... So faking your death itself is not illegal. No.
Is this for the insurance money or
But-
something like that? Some sort of scam?
It implies that there's a reason. There is something illegal for surezies.
Okay.
Why?
Why?
Yeah.
It's definitely not moral,
Right.
according to my notes.
Oh, Kane has notes on death faking. How'd that?
Yep.
Okay.
It says here if you do it to get out of paying your debts, it's a bad thing. If you do it to escape into a new life because you're being persecuted for your beliefs, it's a good thing. It's a lot of gray area in between. What are you doing it for, I ask?
I mean, you nat 20'd on the intimidation check, so they are just genuinely going to tell you everything. They're so scared. They didn't kill anyone. Dr. Percival Pascal's not dead. They went along with the plan of their boyfriend, and it's just like not their idea.
Men,
Sort
am
of.
I right?
They're helping.
Why did he want to fake his death then?
They do know
I
that
mean-
he's about to leave town, and they're about to go with him.
Where can we find him?
We'll come with.
It doesn't sound like you have a very healthy relationship with your boyfriend if he's not being open and honest with you, I gotta say. It
Right?
sounds like he's
I-
keeping things from
I
you.
expect my husband to tell me everything. Like,
Oh, it's not legal for them to get married. But
Aw.
yeah.
Well, that's just ridiculous. You know what? I can perform the ceremony for you myself. But
for the
but for
unhealthy
now,
relationship.
yeah, but you're going to have to go to counseling, a little pre-marriage preparatory work there. But where are you guys gonna be heading off to as you ride off into the proverbial sunset?
We're going to leave Guaso, which
I'm
is the
sorry.
country. The
Yes,
city's name is Deshope. It's a port city.
Yes.
And they're going to get on a boat and they're going to leave Guaso.
And where you thinking of heading to? Somewhere tropical?
They genuinely don't know. They just
McHale Island is a very nice place.
they have
There's
heard that.
really
It
great
is nice.
rocks
Yes.
out in the ocean.
Yeah, so
You just wanna
they
check
know that they're
those
going to leave and go live somewhere else, but they don't know where. They are going to meet up with him at his store.
All right, well, we can head to the store. I will give you a little traveler's tip here. Don't go to Sarboska. There's a big red dragon there. Not particularly friendly. Sort of destroyed my village. It's fine, though. So, to the store.
To the store.
Okay, they're not going to go with you because they.
Oh, yes, they are.
Oh gosh. Okay. All right, they're going with you. Oh no. Okay. How are you transporting these? I guess they're pretty timid. They're just gonna walk next to you.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna kind of keep a good handhold on the dwarf here, like arm in arm. Well, actually, that's gonna be kind of difficult, but that's fine.
I have
I'll just
rope.
lean down.
Yeah.
I have rope, so maybe bind their arms behind their back.
You could carry her like
well,
Yoda.
we're gonna be walking through a city, so maybe
could
less
carry-
like we're kidnapping.
Behind
Carry her
their
like
back and
Yoda.
under their cloaks. Just don't run, guys. Come on.
Plus, if we're gonna take them to see their boyfriend, having them tied up, probably not a good idea.
Yeah, just some hand holding. Just a bunch of friends walking down the street,
Okay.
holding hands.
All right. Holding hands down the street. Yeah. And you're going to the store. So I'm gonna have you guys leave the funeral. Everyone's crying. It's a celebrity funeral. There's lots of beautiful people there.
I kind of want to set off fireworks knowing it's a sham.
You head out of the Ponto Memorial Field. You leave the Ferris Horbiger father. He's looking at you expectantly, and he's like, do I come with you? Is this a party? What?
No, we just got some business to wrap up, and then we'll be meeting with you later.
Okay.
No, there's some loose ends but don't worry, your son is still a priority.
I really hope you guys don't total party wipe. This is the worst possible time for you guys to all die, because then the son would die too. His son Trevor. Oh, so
Well, we can swing by on our way.
are you?
It's on the
You're
way.
gonna take the 2 kidnapped people with you?
Yeah, a little party pit
Yeah,
stop.
you know what? Yeah, it's just because we've got this guy is faking his own death. There's no reason that a child should die. So yeah.
Are you saying that out loud at the funeral?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
All right.
Conversationally, I mean, earlier the people around us didn't even notice us running off. So
That's true. Let's do another perception check for the crowd. Oh, commoners.
Oh my god.
That one's an 8. That's lower than last time.
Mhm.
So, no, on a yes or no question, that's a no. And I guess you're heading over to Ferris
Oh, let's
Horbiger's house, right?
yeah, it'll just take 2 seconds. Just gotta pop in, boop him on the nose, and we can head on out.
Okay.
Maybe
I'll
they'll,
say a little prayer.
they'll see what good deeds look like, and it'll change their tune.
Kanae, Moxie, Nina, Emery, Alita.
Yeah, sorry guys, we do have to detour. I gotta save a sick child. Apparently, the temple here just overcharges wildly. So, just gonna pop in here.
You don't
Kanae,
mind,
Moxie,
right?
Nina, Emery, Alita, and Hegwig all enter the room of a sick child, so you barely fit inside this child's room, and you're still holding their hands. I guess you step towards the bed. Have you guys seen the Princess Bride movie where there's like a little kid laying in a bed and there's like a
Yes.
chair next to it? There's a chair next to it, so you can sit down next to him if you want.
Such a good
Yeah.
movie.
Hi
Right
there.
before she sits down, I give her a little pat in the back and say, You're gonna do, it's gonna be great, like that night service, and give her some bardic inspiration.
The kid's sleeping. He's not waking up. He can't tell any of you are there. His face is
All right.
red and he's sweating.
I'm gonna lean in and just, hey there, I'm Moxie Moonbrook, Paladin of Tyr, here to help you out. So you'll just keep rested, little buddy, and I'll lay my hand on his chest and pour 5 points of lay on hands, which cures him of his disease.
Ah, the swelling in the membrane around his brain goes down.
All right, you just sleep. You just keep sleeping. All right, everybody, come on. Gotta let this little guy heal up.
He takes a
use
deep
my,
breath and turns his head in his sleep.
Yeah.
I'm going to use my decanter of endless water, put a glass of water by his bed.
Oh, that's sweet. Look at you.
And he's probably
Okay.
fully healed, or I would have helped.
Oh yeah, he's a 2 hit point sort of person. They exit the house and the dad, Ferris Horbiger, says, Thank you so much.
Oh, it's my honor.
And
You
presses
just
10
keep-
gold into your hand. This is all we have.
No. Nope. You spoil that boy with that. That's what you're gonna do.
Aw.
You just take care of him. But if you're having trouble with the healer's temple there, you just go to the temple of Tyr.
Or
Always doors are always open, and they can let me know if you need something.
you're always welcome to come to the Fire Breathing Kittens Academy, where I heal too.
Oh yeah, that's a great idea. Here, I think we have a pamphlet, maybe, or well, I don't think I do actually, but you need to write and just put my name on there as a reference. Maybe get your kid into the academy there. It's a great program.
Aw.
And we go. All right, with that.
And I'm gonna, slap Roxy on the back, be like, I'm so proud of you. Not taking that gold.
What am I gonna do with it? Just. All right, so to the store we go.
Okay.
To the store.
You leave the house, and the 2 ladies, Hedwig and Alita, the half-orc and the dwarf, are walking along with you, and you're now standing outside the store. The front door is locked.
Is there a back door, ladies, that we need to head around to?
They don't want to cooperate with you. What are you going to do to make them cooperate?
Intimidating.
I'm going to laugh evilly, as I did.
Oh my god.
Listen, ladies, we don't mean you or your friend any harm. We just want to know what it is, and to be honest, we just need some goddamn potions. You give us the potions.
Language.
We don't use that language.
Some gosh darn.
There
Excuse
you
me,
go, buddy.
Let me
You're
just
good.
make a note here. We
Yeah,
just need
it's
some
been a-
gosh darn potions.
It's been a day, for sure.
I'm going to
And a
give you
couple.
guys a choice. Would you like for them to unlock the door and you can just buy 3 potions and leave? Yeah, actually, they unlock the door and they go behind the counter and you can buy 3 potions if you would like.
Thank you. I appreciate that. See,
Okay.
was that so hard?
You hand over 30 gold and they hand over 3 potions. They're red liquid in a glass bottle.
Now, since we're, sitting here where we have a little exchange, why don't you just tell us what the deal was? I'm curious.
They're not going to tell you.
I'd
Well,
like to talk
I
to your
think-
boyfriend now.
Yeah, I think we should start the couples counseling like right now. I'm here, ready to go. So let's get him in here and find out what he's keeping from you 2 ladies.
Okay, so you are going to go in the back and check the warehouse?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna.
Well, they can't start this new chapter of their lives knowing
The
that he's
secrets.
keeping stuff from them. It's just, I can't allow that.
Okay.
She's
Are
got a
your-
point.
Before we go back, I'm gonna top off a armor of Agathis, which gives me some temporary hit points.
And before, Moxie, how are you looking right now?
Maybe not my best. It depends on how long it took us to walk where we were going and do all the stuff. If it's been long enough for a short rest.
Alright. I'm gonna use Cure Wounds on you. Second level.
Yeah,
it'd be
I guess we took a short rest at the
Nope, no
the
short
bedside,
rests.
right?
We're taken.
Mm-mm.
Okay. What about when we were at the bedside of the poor boy?
I believe you were expending spells.
Not I.
Well, you weren't
She
short resting
was.
either. A short rest is not.
Be like an hour of us just chilling or
Yeah,
walking
and
slowly, but we were like
You never said you did that. You just
wrangling.
entered the store, yeah. So, I mean, you can't retcon a short rest. You can take a short rest if you'd like, hang out in the shop.
No.
No, I'm fine.
All right, so it's 2d8 plus 5 for each.
For each of us?
So 10 plus 2d8.
Back to full?
What did you do?
Cure wounds. It's I cast it at second level. It's 1d8 plus spellcast modifier, which is 5.
Cure Wounds only has one target, right?
Yes.
So you did that to
Just
who?
to Moxie.
Just to Moxie.
Oh, okay. I thought you said all of us. Okay, not back to full.
I only got 2 spell slots.
All right. Well, I'm back to full. So we're
Does
And
someone
I
else
still
need
have
to
my-
be healed? Because I can help.
well. I've got some healing spell slots, but might want to wait
That's
and
okay.
see what we've got on the other side of the door.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to make sure we were going in good.
How bad is everybody at this point now that I can focus
I'm only
on something?
-4, but I also have 10 temporary hit points.
I'm
Okay.
full.
And Paul.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So yeah, let's go find your boyfriend here and get this started.
Whew, all right. You're heading towards the back of the building? Where it says employees only?
If that's where we need to go.
Okay, they're gonna walk
Can I-
next to you.
Before we go in, can I
Guiding you
cast
into the
detect
back.
magic on the door? To make sure there's no, like, traps.
Oh, well, just make them go through first.
Before you go, they're gonna ask you for healing.
No, I don't
No.
think we're gonna see. We need to just hang on to that ourselves here.
Okay, well then they're gonna heal each other.
No, I don't think so. We're just gonna keep your hands to your sides, and we're just gonna walk back here.
Okay.
Can I intimidate them again to get them under our control again?
Yeah, sure.
Well, now that we're inside, I
Okay,
Wouldn't
that's
be
16
opposed.
plus 6, so that's 22.
You look them right in the eye, lift a bottle off of the shelf, and let go with your hand in midair. The bottle falls to the floor and explodes in a spray of clear glass and red liquid. And you keep looking them in the eye and you say, "Walk to the back." And they do.
Wow.
Okay. They walk to the back and they
While we're
push.
doing that, since I exploded the bottle anyway, can I, like, dab a little of the liquid up on a finger and just taste it to make sure it's, like, good? I'm suspicious now because they're leaving.
Okay. Perception check.
That is a 15.
It tastes like sangria.
Mm.
Cool. I keep moving.
Okay. They walk through the back door, and I need a walking order. The door only has enough space for one person to walk through at a time.
well, now that we're out of public view, I would not be opposed to circling back to Kane's idea of maybe roping some hands behind backs.
Yeah.
Okay, with their
Tie 'em
hands tied behind their backs, who is walking in what order through the door?
I'm gonna have them on like a chain too, like loop, so the ropes are all together,
Okay.
and then I will walk right behind them. So those two, then me.
Okay, so Alita, the dwarf, and then Hedwig, the half-orc, and then Moxie, the furbolg.
I'll go after Moxie.
And then a Mary, the very squishy half-elf. And then
I don't mind bringing up the rear.
Nina, and then Kane. Okay, got it. Alita and Hedwig walk through the door, and they scream, "Run!" And you guys are 50 feet away from a person who starts to dash out of a back door. Everybody roll initiative. Only Alita and Hedwig are through the door.
Jeez. You know what? It kind of makes sense. I'm in the back and I rolled the worst initiative possible. 3.
So I crit. So crit plus 2, 22.
Uh, 18.
Moxie, 18. And Nina?
That was 18 for Nina.
Moxie
And-
got a 12.
12 for Moxie. Okay, so it's Emery, Nina, Moxie. Okay. Emery, you are behind Moxie in a passageway. You've heard Alita and Hedwig shout, "Run." What do you do?
Can I see him?
You can see Moxie's big poofy hair. She put it up so high today.
Oh, yeah.
She's 7.5 feet tall before the poof.
Yeah. It's a look.
I don't think there's much I could do with her in the way.
You can move through and counts as extra movement.
Well, I'd have to go through her. We're in a doorway.
You could run back out of the building to the back. If they shouted run and there was like the light of a door opening and closing or something.
I could. So yeah, 70 movement to go around.
So you reach the front door of the building. You ran past Nina and Kane, and you reached the front door of the building, and you're about to step out into the road. Okay. Mary's
Watch out
at
for
the
cards.
front door.
Or sidewalk.
Yeah, you're on the sidewalk outside. I'm going to say that. In the doorway. Between the sidewalk and the store entrance. Okay. Next up is Nina. Nina, Mary just dashed backwards. You're not sure what's going on. Someone yelled run and Mary ran past you. Are you going to follow Mary?
No. Can I push past Moxie?
You
for half
can.
my movement?
Mhm.
Cool. So I'm going to push into the room. What do I see?
You see a person, a male. He is a pixie, and he is heading towards a back door. He is 50 feet from you.
Cool. I'm gonna cast sleep on him, and it's my last spell slot, and it's the only thing I feel like I can do.
Ooh.
He's not been
Oh,
injured
it's a-
yet, though.
And it's a
Oh,
pixie. They
it's all
can't
one
be
person.
affected.
That helps.
Faye.
You're going to cast sleep on a pixie?
No, I'm not. I'm not gonna do that. I feel like I know better.
You
I feel
can.
like this
They're
character
immune to
knows better.
sleep, but you
Yeah.
can.
No.
Elves and fairies are pretty immune to sleep in general.
Cool. How far away from me are they again?
50. Well, I mean, Alita and Hedwig are right next to you. Their hands are tied behind their backs and they're tied together on like a chain thing of rope.
Cool. I'm going to get out my 2 daggers and hold them to the one of
Throat?
the girlfriend's throats and make an intimidation check at the
Oh, no.
pixie,
The dwarf or the half orc?
the dwarf.
Oh my gosh.
I wouldn't
Uh,
leave if I were you.
Wow.
And that is a 19 plus 6.
What? 25 intimidate? Oh, well,
Yeah.
he believes that you are going to kill his girlfriend. He's going to come at you. All right, cool. You did that. Next is Moxie. Moxie, Alita, and Hedwig are being held at knife point by your friend, Nina.
Alrighty. Well, I mean, I feel like I know Mina. It's fine. She's not really going to hurt people like that. She wouldn't.
Now, if it was Kane, on the other hand.
Yeah.
But what I will do is cast Guiding Bolt at the pixie that is flying straight at us.
He's 50 feet away. He hasn't actually had time to do anything.
Well, that's okay. I mean, they told him to run. I still feel good about my my choice here. So all we gotta do is just slow him down a little. Just knock him out. Alrighty, that's gonna be here's my spell attack. A 24 to hit.
That hits.
Alright. And that's gonna be 4d6. So 16 points of radiant damage, and the next attack roll made against the target before the end of my next turn has advantage, as a mystical dim light glitters all around the pixie.
Wow.
Yeah. And spell slot. Okay. Stop right there, young man.
He's not a young man.
She just kind of does that to everybody. She's like
Okay.
63, so everybody's kind of younger usually.
He is quite old. Alright, so he, he's in like his human 50s. Would be the equivalent. Yeah, it's his turn. He sees his girlfriends tied up in at knife point, and concerned, he's gonna attack. So he's got Percival's Portent. He crafts an illusion that takes root in the mind of a creature he can see within range. You're all within range. The target must make an intelligence saving throw.
Who is the target?
Moxie.
Alright. I fail.
Oh, you... Okay, all right. I mean, you might not, but okay. All right.
No,
If you-
I mean, I got a 3. And
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
you probably
failed.
did. Okay. On a failed save, he creates a phantasmal object, creature, or other visible phenomenon of his choice that is no larger than a 10-foot cube and is perceivable only to the target for the duration. The spell has no effect on undead or constructs. You guys undead or constructs?
Not yet.
No.
Okay, the phantasm includes sound, temperature, and other stimuli, also evident only to the creature. The target can use blah, 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 blah. So, you see a pixie with a sword move 50 feet closer to you and slash at you for 4d6 plus 5. So 2 plus 4 is 6, plus 6 is 12, plus 3 is 15, plus 5 is 20. For 20 damage of
Ow.
slashing damage, slicing, sword damage, or piercing, whatever your choice. And this pixie slashes at you. How do you react?
Going like, waving my shield in front of me and get this
Moxie's-
guy off of me.
she waves her shield in front of her. She waves her shield in front of her, and the rest of you, everybody, what do you think of this? I guess Moxie is standing right in front of Kane and Ameri. Ameri's at the front door, and Nina is... Okay, so Moxie's standing right in front of Kane. Kane, what do you think of that?
I think she's being attacked by invisible giant bees, obviously.
Invisible giant bees. All right.
Yeah. If I've
Yeah, that
seen it
makes
once,
sense.
I've seen it, well, never, but still.
Okay. Next up in the turn order is Kane. Your friend is being attacked by giant invisible bees.
since I can't see the giant invisible beast, I'm going to peek my head out into the warehouse kind of thing, or just back room, or
Yeah, it's an inventory room.
inventory room. Okay, and I'm gonna try to Eldritch Blast Dr. P here with advantage. Somebody tells me.
Yes.
Which is good because the first roll was bad. 17
To hit, that hits.
to hit, and he's gonna take 5 damage. So my Eldritch Blast hits him.
He takes damage. The blast hits him in the shoulder, and he jerks back a little bit, but he's still trying
And I'm gonna
get to his girlfriends.
I'm gonna bonus action a tentacle, obviously, right? To the range. How far away is he? He's 50 feet away from me.
He is 50 feet away from you. Yeah.
I'm gonna put a tentacle behind him because I have a 60-foot range.
Okay.
So that's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14?
To
From the
hit?
tentacle? Yeah.
It does not hit.
Alright. It's behind him still, but it doesn't hit.
Okay. Is that the end of your turn?
That is the end of my turn.
Mary, you're on the sidewalk outside the front door.
Alright, I'm gonna finish going around the building.
It's a
To the
very
right.
tall building that's part of a city block. You dash down an alley between the two tall buildings and are able to reach the back where you're outside. You're 40 feet away from the back door. Okay?
Yep.
Okay.
It's going to be surrounded.
Nina, it's your turn.
Flanking.
Mhm.
You're currently threatening helpless victims.
I think I'm going to continue doing that, and I'd like to minor illusion just like a little bit of blood. I'm not actually hurting them, but I'm minor illusioning like a tiny, tiny wound. And I would like to intimidate again.
Oh my god.
What the
I
heck?
just want them to stop. I don't want to attack them, so I'm going to I'm doing an
it's for the
intimidation
greater
check
good.
again and telling the pixie to stand down, and we'll have a little chat. All right,
Okay.
that is a 13 plus 6, so 6, 7, 8, 19.
He's intimidated. He's not going to stand down. He's had a very stressful last few days, and his adrenaline has made his heart rate is pumping so fast. I mean, you weren't just stumbling upon a normal person taking inventory. You were walking into a room with a person who was packing up the things that they needed to take with them to leave their life forever. So he's not okay. He's not going to stand down. He's in very fight or flight. He's in fight mode.
It's like he's hopped up on pixie sticks.
Oh my god.
Is his spell a concentration spell that he has on Moxie?
No.
Okay.
Oh yeah, because he would have had to roll when I hit him.
Yeah. How long is it just the one round then?
It's an attack.
Okay.
Does Moxie do any saving throws against it?
I
Continually?
failed.
She failed.
Just the one. So if it's just the one round attack, then
Oh, okay.
I guess it goes away.
You're going to get an investigation check against your spell save DC.
So it is a concentration spell?
The target can use its action to examine the phantasm. No, it's just that like it's there. It's like you can if you can tell it's not real, then so
So
the
she
check
does
succeeds,
make a
the
check
target
against it. That was my
realizes that
question.
the phantasm is illusion
if this
and
is
the spell
Phantasm
ends.
Force, then it is a concentration spell.
This is Percival's portent. This is a special spell
Yeah, I never heard of it.
just for Percival.
It's cool.
Cool.
Oh, hence the
I'm
name.
giving Moxie Bardic Inspiration.
Okay.
You can outsmart it, but it's not a concentration spell. It's a thing that he basically made a real illusion. He created. The target rationalizes any illogical outcomes from interacting with the phantasm. For example, a target attempting to walk across a phantasmal bridge that spans a chasm falls once it steps onto the bridge. If the target survives the fall, it still believes the bridge existed and comes up with some other explanation for its fall. It was pushed, it slipped, or a strong wind might have knocked it off. An affected target is so convinced of the phenomenon's reality that it can even take damage from the illusion. A phantasm created to appear as a creature can attack the target. Similarly, a phantasm created to appear as fire, acid, or lava can burn the target. Each round on your turn, the phantasm can deal 1d6 psychic damage to the target if it is in the phantasm's area or within 5 feet of the phantasm, provided that the illusion is of a creature or a hazard that it could logically deal damage with, such as by attacking. The target perceives the damage as the type appropriate to the illusion. So you take 1d6 psychic damage, but you perceive it as slashing damage per turn. I mean, the dude's cool. He's just not cool, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's too bad he went this path through life.
I have
So,
no idea who's
Moxie's
next.
turn. If you'd like to do an investigation check.
Okay. And I had a bardic inspiration.
D6.
Okay. That's going to be an 18 altogether.
Yep. It's not real. That's not a pixie swinging at you with a sword. So you outsmarted that pixie. So there's a pixie in the air, but it can't hurt you anymore. It's still there, though. Just for you.
Alrighty. Well, that would be my full action, right? To investigate, to break the illusion effect.
That's your action.
Yep.
Yeah. So you're no longer injured by it. No psychic damage. Are you doing any movement or anything?
Yeah, I guess I'll scooch past. I'll hand the rope off to Kane and move into the warehouse room.
Okay, you're 50 feet away from Percival
Can we call the pixie Navi?
Pascal.
Can we call the pixie Navi?
No, his name is Percival Pascal. Dr. Percival
No,
Pascal.
I mean the little tiny
The fake one.
pixie. Moxie's
It
pixie.
looks just like Percival Pascal. He illusioned himself into attacking her with the sword. Also, you can't see it. Moxie, how close do you move to Percival Pascal? You were 50 feet away from him.
I think I'm only going to move about 15 feet into the room, just trying to, because
Okay,
I now
you're
see two
35
Percivals,
feet from. Yes,
right?
you do.
so I'm trying to get like in between them to figure out like,
Who's the real Percival?
Yeah.
and
Ask
that one
him a question.
didn't op attack me, so I think I could kind of rationalize if it's just letting me move away. I don't know. We'll see. I'll give her an intelligence check later.
Ask him a question only the real Percival would know.
Okay.
Who do you work for?
Which one can my friends see?
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. So that's your turn. Okay, you're 35 feet away from Percival Pascal. Next, it's their turn. Percival is going to attack Nina. I'm
can
not
attack
sure
the
what you're
tentacle.
trying to do, but you're drawing some aggro. So, Nina, please roll a intelligence saving throw.
Is this against being charmed?
No.
14.
14 does not pass. The dwarf next to you reaches into her pocket and takes
Her
out
hands are tied.
What?
Her hands are tied behind
She-
her back.
Okay, her hands are tied behind her back. The ground underneath you is opening up, and there's a huge chasm beneath your feet.
Oh no.
What do you do?
I scream, I fall.
I die?
Okay, you fall, and you
I try to
take...
grab the edge.
All right,
If
you're
I'm
hanging on the
falling,
edge.
The dwarf that I'm holding onto is also falling.
Yep, you're both falling down a pit, and you fall some distance and then grab onto an edge, and you take damage from bouncing off the edge a few times before you can hold on. You're now in a chasm, holding on, and you take, let's see, 4 plus 6 is 10, plus 2 is 12, plus 1 is 13, plus 5 is 18. You take 18 falling damage before you can grab on. You bounce off the edges a few times, and you're in a pit. Everyone else, what does Nina look like to you?
These look like chasm bees if I've ever seen them.
I mean, I guess it looks like she's like laying on her back, like arms flailing, like ah.
Yeah. Okay. And Nina, next turn, make sure to remember to do an investigation check to see if you can figure out that that's not a real chasm. But for now, you took. Are you still up?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you took 18 damage, so you're still up. Okay. All right. Okay. Also, the dwarf next to you is now no longer being held, right?
No, I've got their
they're still
respective
tied.
leashes.
Kanae's got the rope.
Who's holding the rope? Kanae?
I'm holding the rope. Me and Dag are holding it.
Okay.
Yeah. I did specifically hand it off.
With the help action from Dag.
Sure.
18.
Okay. You succeed.
Rolling an 18.
Because probably because of your advantage there, and
Yeah,
this dwarf is not able to pull the rope out of your hands and dash across the room to her boyfriend. And
say,
the
hey,
half orc is
none of
going to
that.
try. No, the half orc's not very strong. Even lower. Okay, so they're still on the leash.
Yep.
None of that, guys. Girls, I mean. Sorry.
Sleep on the hostages might work. We can
Oh, yeah.
get the bard back up.
Gosh. Kanae, it's your turn.
Okay, so I'll tentacle the guy from behind. First off, 17
Hits.
hits for 4 damage, and he's slowed by 10. Not that that probably matters, but hey. And I'm going to, as my action, going to create bonfire on his location.
Okay.
So he has to do a dex save, which I imagine Pixie probably pretty dexy, right? It's gonna be a 13.
He might not have the stats of a pixie, but he rolled a 17.
So he does not take any damage, but the fire is still there, so he'll have to move
Away
unless he
from your
wants to.
tentacle? Okay.
Exactly. That was my thinking.
Okay.
Or he could stay there and just do the dex save again when it's his turn in the fire.
Stay in the fire.
Those are,
Yeah.
I want you to have options.
Okay. And is that your turn?
That is my turn.
Okay. And Mary, you're in the alley around the back of the building.
I will come in through the back door.
It was a 40-foot distance, right?
Yeah.
Okay. How much of your movement is left?
35 is my movement.
So
be a full thing to get to the door.
Okay, so how much of your double movement is left?
Double movement, 670 total. So 40.
You're able to move 30 feet into the room, so you can move freely around this room then with 30 feet. If you want to be in melee with him, you do have enough range to be in melee.
I'm just gonna stand inside the door.
Okay. You stand next to the door guarding it from escape. That's your turn. Nina, you're
surrounded.
currently falling down a chasm.
Cool. That's 17 plus 1 for investigation, 18.
Yeah, it's not a chasm. You realize that you're laying on the ground?
Well, that's slightly embarrassing. Is that my entire action?
That was your action, yeah.
Cool.
You could
I
use
would
your
like
movement to stand up.
to bonus action healing word myself. That's it. That's all I'm doing.
Okay. Yep.
I have
And
2 hit points.
Oh, Moxie, it's your turn. Nina has 2 hit points.
I now have 9.
Oh, she has 9. She has 9 hit points.
Alrighty. I'm going to lay on hands myself for 10 hit points, and then I am going to bonus action channel divinity and invoke legendary strike.
Oh my!
So
this
for
guy's
the
in
next
trouble.
the next minute, I crit on a 19 or 20.
Whoa. Is that the end of your turn?
It is, as I'm still looking around trying to figure out what the deuce is going on.
Okay, so Kane is holding the rope for Dr. Percival Pascal's girlfriends, Alita and Hedwig. Kane, I would like for you to make
Since
an
Dag
intelligence saving throw.
Since Dag is with me, he gives me advantage on versus spells. So I rolled a 2 and a 3. It didn't matter.
Oh no.
And that's -1 to each of them. So I guess that would be 2. As I am dumb.
Have you ever seen the anime Black Butler?
No.
It is a show about the perfect servant, a demon
Mr.
butler.
Belvedere. Oh, okay.
He is the strongest servant you could possibly ask for, but when the task is complete, he eats your soul.
Oh.
So, Dag looks at you hungrily and steps
Dag.
closer to you.
His little beaver head.
The beaver head and its teeth start growing. The yellow, horrible teeth start growing. Its mouth is dripping with saliva.
Oh, God. Do I have any
How are
wood?
you reacting?
I start patting myself looking for wood to give them because in real life, if beavers don't eat wood, their teeth get longer and longer and longer. They need things to chew on. So I think that's what it is.
Yes, and then
Wood.
How tall is Dag?
He's an imp, so he's like a foot tall. Like he's pretty small.
He's often found on your shoulder, right?
Yeah.
He goes to your shoulder.
He what?
He goes to your shoulder, just like normal.
Oh, he was already there.
Oh, he's already there. His teeth are growing longer and longer, and his mouth is dripping. And you can tell that he wants to make his teeth filed down on your bones.
Oh,
You're gonna
okay.
take.
I offer my quarterstaff.
What type of damage would a beaver's teeth eating your skull be? Like
Piercing.
Piercing damage. You're gonna take 46 plus 5. So that's
Oh God, I thought you said 46 for a second. Like,
5,
not 4d6, 46.
11 plus 5 is 16. You take 16 piercing damage from Dag on your head, biting down into your skull to make his teeth less sharp by whittling them down on your skull. He's going to take the soul from you because your pact has benefited you.
Somehow, some way, this invisible thing, because I have my armor of Agathis up, it takes 10 cold damage.
Okay, you think that happens.
I do.
Yes.
Oh, but it actually didn't, so that's good. All right.
I mean, actually, Dag might take the damage. Are you just attacking the area around you, or
It's
is it
whatever attacks me.
Does it activate because you think you got attacked?
No.
It
Dag
Dag is going to take.
Well, he didn't attack me, so.
Well, okay. As long as it's not you activating your armor.
No. It's
okay.
whatever attacks me, but nothing actually did.
Okay. All right. Well, then you perceive it as Dag taking some damage. He does not.
All right.
And now the strength check while you're distracted as the ladies try to pull themselves away. That's a nat 20.
Nat 20 as well, but I'm also plus nothing.
So what did you get?
Nat 20.
Oh,
plus
okay.
0.
But she has a +2.
Yeah.
Okay, she pulls the rope free, and they pull themselves free, and they're going to try to move towards Dr. Percival Pascal. They're going to try to move towards the edge of the wall so that they can creep towards him. So they move 5 feet, just being like, don't look at me. Remember that you have to try to break free of the illusion of the demon beaver on your head next turn.
Are they moving out of his melee range?
They just moved 5 feet closer to the wall, out of his melee range, just like a gentle, don't mind us, we're just escaping.
He would still get an op attack, though, right? Because they're moving.
They're only moving the distance that would not provoke an attack of opportunity, just a step back. Just a sidle. A pull the rope and a sidle, because they know he's under an illusion and they don't want to distract him.
Gotcha.
So they're like, yep, sidle. Next up is, so that was the enemy's turn. I have written down that Kane is after the enemy. So Kane, why don't you make an investigation check?
All right. 16 plus minus 1. Oh, no, wait.
No.
I think... No, plus 1. Plus 1.
Plus 1?
Yeah, I did have a proficiency, so it is actually plus 1.
Oh, good. Okay. Yeah, the beaver on your head eating your skull is not Dag.
I knew it.
And that takes your turn. Your action.
Right, my tentacle's going to attack, but my bonfire's gone. 17 plus, so that'll hit the guy for 8 cold
8 damage. Okay. And Mary, it's your turn.
Does a 19 hit the dwarf?
Oh my gosh. Yes, it does.
Alright, and then she's going to take 9 damage.
She's unconscious.
Lethally.
What? The heck is wrong with my players?
And then I'm going to turn to, as a free action, the doctor and say, listen, I can heal her. You need to calm down.
You're in a room of medicine.
Damn.
You're literally in a warehouse of cure-all.
Ooh, I'm just gonna. If we survive this, I'm stocking up.
At this point, he's now timed.
Okay.
He can choose to allow me to save them.
Yeah, you did that. That is your turn. He looks angrily at you and prepares an attack against you. Nina, it's your turn.
Cool. I'm going to attack him, the pixie, with my rapier first.
He's 50 feet away from you, remember?
Oh, then I'm attacking the half-orc.
Oh my gosh! What the... Okay.
That's a 19 to hit.
That hits her.
That's 7 points of damage.
Yeah, she's unconscious.
Great.
I'd like to just state for the record that Kane didn't do this. I'd just like to state for the record that Kane didn't kill anyone.
Are you doing lethal or non-lethal damage, Nina?
Non-lethal. I just want to knock them out.
Okay.
Amir's going to feel terrible if they actually do die.
And then offhand, I'm throwing a dagger at the pixie.
Okay.
That's a 15 to hit.
That does not hit.
Cool.
Is that the end of your turn?
Mm-hmm.
Moxie.
Oh, and I'm walking towards the pixie. Sorry.
Oh,
full movement.
yeah.
30 feet.
Okay, you're now only 20 feet away.
All right. Where is Moxie in relation to the pixie?
I have that you're 35 feet away. Because the real one is 35 feet away from you, remember? You still see another pixie. It's got a sword.
But it hasn't done anything, and it seems to be ignoring kind of everything that's happening.
Yeah. You can tell it's an illusion.
Yeah. So, I guess I will just, I'll move 30 feet towards the real pixie. And I will try to hit it with my javelin.
Okay.
Let's see.
Crit.
I got a 13 plus 5, so 18 to hit.
That hits.
And it's going to be 6 points of piercing damage, and then I'm going to bonus action cast Shield of Faith on myself and increase my AC.
Okay. Anything else for your turn?
This is just getting out of hand. We just needed to talk to you. That's it.
That's not what Mary's doing. Maybe that's what you're doing, but that's not what Mary's doing.
Well,
That was an
to
announcement to the room in its entirety, not just to him.
Yeah. He's
that's what
going
I was
to
trying to do.
I tried to get him to stop so many times.
Yep. And Mary, you feel that you have turned into a tiger and that you cannot turn back and that your bones hurt. So you're going to take psychic damage from the lack of control of being able to control your transformation. You're just a tiger forever now.
Uh-oh.
You take 19 psychic damage.
Ow. I'm still up. Ow.
Okay. Yeah. He's coming for you because you are trying to kill his girlfriend. Kanae, it's your turn.
I think it's time to
and Mary, your next turn is going to be spent trying to figure out if it's an illusion or not. If you want to. You can just keep taking the damage. Okay, Kanae, it's your turn.
I'm going to bust out my new fancy decanter of endless water and shoot a geyser of 30 gallons of water at this little pixie, which will no doubt blow him away.
He is... So, 30 gallons of water.
It's a 30-foot line, so I'll get within 30 feet.
He's 50 feet away from you.
Okay, so I'll move 20 feet closer.
Okay.
And shoot this basically like a fire hose at him, and he's got to beat a DC 13 strength save.
He does. He may not have the stats of a normal pixie.
Apparently.
He is not a normal pixie. Yep.
He
rolled a 13 on the dice.
He's probably a little wet now, though, right? Give me that.
Okay.
You gotta find spray of annoying mist.
You drenched him in mist. It evaporated right as it reached him, but he still got, like, if you ride that boat under Niagara Falls and you come out...
Made of the mist.
Yeah, he got misted.
All right. Take that, pixie. And then bonus action... not bonus action.
Percival
my tentacle
Pascal.
behind. Nat 20 from my tentacle, though.
Oh, okay.
So what do I do? Roll damage twice?
Roll the dice twice.
5.
All right. He goes down to 49 HP.
I run away.
And Mary, it's your turn.
All right, I gotta, what's an intelligence check?
Investigation.
Investigation. Ooh, rolled a 19.
You realize that you can shapeshift out of being a tiger. In fact, you're not a tiger right now. That takes your turn. Would you like to move?
Yeah. I'm gonna go over by Moxie. Around.
Okay, Moxie's 5 feet away from the pixie, so you step up 5 feet away from the pixie?
I'll go, like, around the pixie.
You're 10 feet away from the pixie?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I will use, as a bonus action, my last healing light.
Alright, and you heal a bit. Nina, it's your turn. I believe you were murdering people?
Non-lethally, thank you very much. Yeah, I'm gonna go attack the pixie.
Okay, you're
close with him.
20 feet away from it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to approach Dr. Percival Pascal in melee?
Yes.
Okay.
That is a 19 plus 4 to hit.
That hits.
And I'm using my last bardic inspiration. 17 points of damage.
17 points of damage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Offhand, I'm then hitting him with my dagger. And that was an 11 plus 4, so 15 to hit.
15 misses.
Cool.
Wow. Okay. Moxie, it's your turn.
All right. Well, yeah, no, I just don't see things settling down, so I'm going to step up to melee range and take a whack at him with my battle axe. And I'm going to use this die right here. It's a 23.
That hits.
All right, and I'm going to use Divine Smite. So I'll get my regular. So that's 13 points of slashing plus. It's going to be 11 points of radiant damage.
Wow. He's still standing. And it's his turn. Mary, I believe you're the one who murdered his dwarf girlfriend, so...
She's not dead yet.
She's gonna make a death saving throw. She gets a 10.
I can still...
So she has one positive
I could still
death
save
saving
her.
throw. That's good. They don't always die. She might just stabilize on her own. She might die. It's not a good time for her. And it's not a good time for you, because you feel that there's no air in the room. You take...
If it's anything
okay.
over
Is there not like a saving
2, 2,
throw or
6, I'm
anything?
done.
Make an intelligence saving throw. That's right.
Hopefully I get a good plus.
A 10 fails.
Nope, 10.
So it's 2, 2, 5. So it's 9 plus 6
I'm done.
plus 5. So very unconscious.
Done. I had
Okay.
6 left.
2, 2, 5, 6, 5 is 10. That's 20 damage. Right? Yeah, that's 20 damage. Okay, so you're at... Right, so 6
That's
minus
over
20
6.
is negative 14, so that means you're not instant dead. You're just very unconscious. Okay. K'nai, it's your turn. Ameri dropped to the ground.
I'd like to go over to her and give her pour a potion down her throat.
A potion?
A healing potion.
Oh, you possess potions?
I have one.
Okay.
They're also like all over the place in here, aren't they?
Yeah,
Cure all.
that was the other. And then, you know what? I'd like to say to this guy that I'm going to do the same for your friend over there. So, just keep that in mind. And I'm going to sort of on my way.
He shouts at you, kill them? Like your friend is killing us? Why are you here? Why are you attacking us?
We just wanted to talk.
No, they screamed run, and they were tied up.
Yeah,
You did not just want to talk.
They didn't say why to run. They didn't say, run, we're going to kill you. Frankly, I don't know why they said to run. We just wanted to talk. It's quite perplexing, to be honest with you. And I am.
And Mary, go ahead and take some healing. You were at minus 14.
You'd just be at 0. Negatives
Yeah.
don't count.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alrighty.
So I'm
No,
still
you
not
are, 'cause
awake
you're at
yet.
0.
You are. It's
No, you're
2d4
whatever you're
plus
healing.
2.
So you've
Do you want
got
me to roll it?
Yeah.
You can roll it if you want. It's 2d4 plus 2. That's how much you heal.
2d4 plus 2.
And that's your hit points.
so you're up and
So I sort of worked my way towards the two girls who are down,
So I'm back
Oh
up
yeah,
to 6
Kane,
then.
you're 50 feet away from Ameri because Ameri's 10. So you're 40 feet away from Ameri because Ameri's 10 feet away from the pixie. So can you give a healing potion? Yeah, that's your full turn to move the
Okay.
40 feet and administer the healing potion.
Sure.
Okay.
And have my
That's the
little
end of your
chat.
turn. Yeah. Nina, I believe you were smacking an unconscious person around the room. Yeah?
No, I was attacking the pixie.
Okay. Nina, your turn. Go ahead.
Can I try and persuade him to stop and
To
stand down?
Stop getting murdered? Because you guys just came into his shop and are attacking him. Like,
Or intimidate him to stand down? That's what I've been trying to do this whole time. I just want him to stop attacking.
well, considering how his two ladies are unconscious, I'm gonna go with a no.
Cool.
Because
Then
he
I'll
thinks
attack
he's
him.
fighting for his life. Yeah.
19 to hit.
That hits.
6 points of damage. And then offhand, that doesn't hit.
All right. Moxie, it's your turn.
I want to try to grapple him.
Okay. He's a pixie. It's pretty easy.
It's a
He's not a
20.
normal pixie, though.
He's a king pixie, yeah. Yes, you grapple the pixie.
All right. And I'm just gonna pull him up towards my face and be like, "We just wanted to buy potions, and now we just want to know why you're trying to skip town and fake your death."
Okay. With 2 hit points left, I'm going to say that you have... I mean, he could attack you one more time, probably take out one of you. Let's just skip that. We don't really have enough time. So he shouts back in your face, spit flying into your face. He's such an angry, angry little pixie. And he goes, "Why did you kill my girlfriends? Why were they tied up?
I'm
What's
gonna
going on?"
run
Well,
over
they-
and grab a potion and pour it down the girl's throat and wake her up.
Well, before you
Or-
do that,
yeah.
I'm going to use Spare
Alright,
the
combine.
Dying.
First,
on the
your
one.
girlfriends did
'Cause-
attack our little man over there, so they started fighting first. And
Why
then,
would they attack someone shopping at the store buying potions?
No, they
Your
attacked
story doesn't
him.
make any sense.
No, they attacked him at your funeral.
Oh.
He was trying to run after them to see why they were running, and then they attacked him. So then we needed them to talk, and then they said that they had these plans to run off with you, but they didn't have all the information. So you're not being very open and honest with your girlfriend. So then we were going to come here and talk to you about that. But then they were real shifty about coming back to the back, and so then that made me suspicious. So I just wanted to tie them up to make sure they didn't try to attack us again.
For their
And
own
we came
safety.
through, and then you cast an aggressive spell at me, and that sort of a catalyst. It all started with they attacked our friend at the funeral. If they had talked to us then, none of this would have been a thing.
Plus the invisible bees I didn't appreciate.
Okay, he is gonna stand down. He's not attacking you guys anymore.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
And you can
Doctor.
talk with him.
Much appreciated.
Yeah, I'm definitely
So-
sparing his other girlfriend.
With
I'm
the
not
faking
about
your death,
killing
Dying.
people.
She's just
I just-
unconscious.
what's going on here with the faking of the death?
Sometimes you just gotta start over. And leave
All right.
town.
So you're not running from a tax evasion charge. You're not
Insight
selling.
check.
All right.
Alimony. You got enough girlfriends, I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh my
That
god.
is a 15 plus 4, 19.
He is lying. You don't just have to start over sometimes. You need to start over when you are
Wait a
escaping
second.
a situation.
Are these healing
So-
potions
Running.
real?
Oh, how would you test that?
Take
Well,
one.
they're definitely real, so let's give that to his girlfriend instead of any of us spend all of
No,
our...
I already took one. and chugged it down, hoping to be healed.
One tasted
Kane,
like
it
sangria.
tastes like sangria.
And how much did I heal, DM?
You did not heal any.
God damn it.
All right, so
I empty my pockets of all the ones that I had in there.
we'll just gonna turn them over to the police for fraud.
Oh, and by the way, I mean gosh darn it. Sorry.
That's okay. Okay, and our heroes hold them prisoner very effectively until the police arrive, and the police take...
Since we don't have a communication stone, I'll use prestidigitation to set fireworks off.
You were just dying. If you didn't do that
to draw
sometime
the
in this
police.
session, you probably would have died.
Okay. And Dr. Percival Pascal, the police notice the fireworks and they come in and they arrest Dr. Percival Pascal. It turns out that he had a lot of people angry with him because the cure-all did not cure disease, remove curses. It only solved infertility. And
we want our 30 gold back.
During the hubbub, if you want to take it out of the cash register, you can.
Yes.
And anything else that might be in there.
Yeah, we could show the receipt to the police so they know
No.
if they ask.
Only the 30.
Okay. And that concludes our adventure. Joining us
win?
this time.
Newly's going to be so angry.
Joining us this... Well, you can bring him some bottles if you want. Joining us this time were Dr. Percival Pascal. And Mary. Moxie.
Bye.
See ya later, guys.
Nina.
We'll see you again soon.
And Kane.
Please consider working for the forces of evil in the future.
And I believe Kane has a review for us.
Oh, yes, I do. From none other than Moyinter, which is, no doubt I said that correctly, a fun and entertaining cast. It's always interesting and enjoyable to see what misadventures the fire-breathing kittens guild masters get into. Each has their own quirks. One of my faves, for sure. Thank you, Moyinter.
Please leave us one on iTunes. Reviews really help podcasts, and we appreciate everyone we get. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye.
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 Thank you for listening to this episode of the Fire Breathing Kittens podcast. You can find more adventures on Amazon.com in the bookstore Fire Breathing Kittens, all one word, podcast. We also have official merchandise on Redbubble.com. Go to redbubble.com and search for works from your favorite characters such as Frath, Amonist, Azreen, and more.